Well, they're all the Port Melbourne boys. Good question, Bernie.
Great question, Ben.
Hey, take us through today, the forward line for the Pies. Obviously, it's a pretty awesome defence that Geelong have got, led by Tom Stewart. Have you got a plan in mind to sort of try and combat Tom Stewart, or are you just guys going to play your natural forward craft game and see if you can get the job done?
Well, he's an awesome player, so I think we need to keep an eye on him, and I think just match him in the air and try and bring it to the ground is the best thing we can do. Definitely match every slide that they do and every number that they drop back, and if we do that, it will go a long way for us to score and to stop their influence in the air.
Hey, Hawkins, Cameron, big talking points whenever you play Geelong. Who gets those roles today?
I don't know, actually.
What, you don't listen? Don't listen at all?
Nah, just see where I'm playing, that's about it.
Very simple, man.
Take us through your pre-game preparation. So what do you do for a 4:30 game? It's a strange time, 95,000 people here. What does Brodie Myercheck do pre-game this morning?
Not a lot. Watch a couple of TV shows and had a nice sleep in, which was nice. Got out in the sunshine for a bit. It's a perfect day so far. So, keep it pretty casual and try not to think too much. So
you seem pretty laid back about it all, yeah?
Yep.
Pretty cruisy in front
What
of
are we watching?
He's going to have a massive one
The
today.
Simpsons?
That's how relaxed he is. Hey, all the best. It's a massive day for the Collingwood Football Club, and go well.
Thanks for having me.
Good on you, Brodie. Has he gone yet?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
Very laid back.
Very laid back.
Didn't give us much.
No, didn't give much at all.
Bernie's question about does he remember when we were in the Port Melbourne celebrations? He had no idea. Probably
At
didn't
least
know.
fake it.
Probably didn't even know who you were.
Have some fun with it. I would have told him.
What are you going to do about Hawkins and Cameron today?
Who's going to play him? Who's playing him? I don't
No
know.
idea.
Come on,
I
Brodie.
don't even know. Are they playing? Am I playing?
Who's Tom Hawkins?
Where am I?
Who's Geelong?
Have you got anything planned for Tom Stewart? He'll just try and stop him marking the ball.
Oh, we playing today.
Robbo, get down to you, Robbo. You got a bit of news?
Yeah, I've got a bit of news. It's not going to rain, BT. That's for sure. I know that people were talking about it, but there's no way knowing. The lights are on. It's magnificent. There's a stiff southerly, though. Nice and cold down here, but absolutely perfect for this final. And you're good on crowds, BT. There's got to be 90,000 plus. Has to be in the joint. Round 23, they had 88.6. So it's got to jump to like even 92, 95,000 if they were lucky. But this is magnificent. We've done a lot of the Collingwood games, and the success is just building the form and the mob. They turn up and the army's here again.
Robbo.
Just being told too, BT.
Yeah.
Danger and Selwood are going to start on the bench.
What?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Danger and Selwood
that's-
are going to start on the bench.
No, that's
you
not
that?
right.
Is that the mail? Are you getting some inside mail on that?
Yeah, getting some inside.
He's the
mark.
best in the business, Robbo.
Wow.
They're going to start on the bench, yeah. But the big ins, Cameron, Duncan and Stanley, they're big. Parford's missed out, which is a tough call on
Yeah.
him. And my neighbour, Taylor Adams, has he worked his backside off? Round 20, he did his groin. He's worked day and night to get back, the vice-captain, and he polls votes in big games in finals. So get ready for him.
So
How
you're
late
not-
into
you're-
the night did he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he goes hard. He's worked hard to get back. He's
And so
worked hard to
you
get back.
tell everyone that you're from Brighton, but Taylor, he's from Moorabbin.
Yeah, no, he's in Malvern, mate. In Malvern. Yeah.
You saw him doing some of his training out in the street
yeah,
in the backyard.
He does push-ups,
Yeah.
one-arm push-ups on the veranda.
yeah, right.
Walks
Helps
his
your
dog,
groin.
the whole lot. Yeah.
Bob
No,
Jane
he's
T
good.
Marks, look
But-
after you, Robbo. Buy
Yeah.
3, get 1 free.
The
Plus
med
instant
subs.
cash back on top tire
Hey,
brands.
BT,
Hang on, Robbo.
you want the med subs. Here they are.
Robbo,
O'Connor
Robbo,
and Kruger.
Robbo! Bob Jane T Marks, look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free. Plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today. bobjane.com.au. Robbo.
Cats to win. The Cats will win. To go, he's got to pull his finger out, but the Cats to win today.
Oh, gee.
Lucky we went back to Robbo for that one.
Unstoppable. Ash, as we welcome you, this is not the formal welcome where you give us the real stat off.
Yeah.
Just give us something on the crowds to go with.
Well, Robbo, I reckon he's hit the sweet spot between 92 to 95 because outside of the 2011 grand final, past 4 encounters between these two sides at the MCG in finals have averaged 93,484, Joey. So we're expecting a bumper crowd,
And
no
you're
doubt.
telling me before this will be the 9th crowd of the year of 70,000 plus.
Yeah, which is a great result considering with what we've been through over the past 2 years, isn't it, BT?
And of course, I think the 5th game or 4th game, 80 plus.
80 plus, and we only had 88,000 at the G just a couple of weeks ago between the Maggies and, of course, the Blues. Yeah.
I noticed yesterday when I was wafting around here that Ethan, the unbelievable.
And the unbelievable.
And you were here. Both stats men were here. Was there friction?
Yeah, we are officially unified in the stats department. Yeah, officially.
So the succession plan's going on track.
Well, we're steadying the ship, although I have to admit, if any one of us have fallen into Bernie's Nuffy file, we have an individual quiet celebration on our own.
I believe Ash is a bit like Mick Moldhouse. He doesn't believe it.
I agree.
I reckon I played in a harder era, though, in terms of the stats caper. Like, in my first few years, I worked with Bristol, who wasn't as patient as what he is today, opposed to back then. JB.
No internet.
The Chief.
Weren't you
Jason Dunstall. Sam Newman.
You were penciling stats with
penciling stats, so yeah, it was a toughie gig back
Etching
then.
him in stone.
Joey would have been buggered for a stat in that day.
He would have. Ethan's had more of a soft landing, I reckon.
There was internet when you started, yeah?
Yes, Benny.
Yeah.
My father-in-law, this is a true story, he was in the communications business, a big communications man, like one, big operator.
Yeah.
And anyway, he said upon the internet arriving, it'll never take off.
It's still in work?
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Ranks, football. I'm not going to break. Okay, we're going to keep talking. Here are the pies.
Yes, they are.
I thought we had 2 breaks. All right, here are the pies. They're coming out on the MCG. There's a lot of huff and puff and smoke going on there, and we welcome them here. Right to the very back row, Ash, the high tide mark, including in the Ponsford stand, which is always the letdown. It is right to the very, very back row. We're going to get a 90 plus for sure. So the pies out on the track. Boys, what are you thinking about the game?
I tell you what, I think when you look at this team running out onto the ground, as much as we've loved what they're doing, they're going to rely heavily, I think, on their experience today. I think that for Collingwood to cause an upset, Scotty Pendlebury, Taylor Adams, Steele Sidebottom, and Jack Crisp, they all have to have big games. They all have to influence, not only with footy in hand, but leading, direction, settling down this Collingwood group and making sure that they're on the right track, because you know how professional of an outfit the Cats are. You know that they are going to come to play. Collingwood have just got to rely on their leaders a bit more, Bernie, I reckon, just to get them settled, get them into this contest.
And as we spoke pre-game, it was more Collingwood want a manic game. They want it to be fast. They want it to be out in space, big contests. And Geelong will look to just retain the footy, just take the sting out of the game early, I feel. And I just think it'll be... I'm fascinated for the start because, as we said, 2 big stars on the bench. I want to ask you, Joey, Patrick Dangerfield today. Now, the only thing missing from his resume, and there's a lot of talk about it, is a premiership. Now, what are you expecting from him, and what's the message, do you think, from the coach to him?
I think it's finally time. Danger doesn't need to wear his Superman cape anymore. I think now Danger has to trust his teammates. He has to just trust the system, play his role. He doesn't need to be exceptional today. I think he's just got to play what he does.
Can he do that?
Can he become Jane?
That's what he's got to become. I think that's what he has to do. I think today is the day that he just needs to play his role. He'll spend half the time in the midfield, half the time forward. If he can kick 1 or 2 goals, have his 20-odd touches, and play with his aggression and his contest work around the ball, that's all he needs to do. Trust his teammates. They'll get the job done.
Jeremy Howe, do you think he takes first option at Jeremy Cameron?
Yes, I think I do. He does.
The question is with Jeremy Cameron, if he goes high up the ground, does Jeremy Howe go with him, or do Collingwood, who like to sit back and hold their shape, let Jeremy Cameron roam through the middle of the ground, and they will be happy to take an extra defender and try and maybe wait for the ball to come in?
He is a very good user up there, so I would be saying, okay, let him go, but everybody around the area have got to be aware that if Jeremy Cameron's in your area in the midfield, just keep an eye on him. He's Jeremy Howe's man to pick up as he goes through, but just don't let him run where he wants.
Yeah, he'll get the ball up there, no doubt, but he's going to hurt you when he's getting touches inside 50 and kicking or hitting the scoreboard. So I think if I'm a Collingwood coach, I'm letting him go exactly like you said, take him on the way back, and how he's such a great interceptor as well. If he stays back, he's got the ability to help out the other defenders.
And Jeremy Howe, he's the number 1 interceptor. When he does intercept the ball, they score the Pies. He's the number 1 of the club in doing that. So it might be a bit of a tit for tat here just to see what the matchup looks like.
He's not afraid either to dart it inside off a turnover too, so after an intercept.
Cats arriving on the arena here at the MCG. The banner set and they are ready to go. This is the Triple M footy preview for TaylorMade Golf, the all-new stealth driver from TaylorMade, with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness.
Obviously, there's a fair bit of nerves around a final, and Gary Rowan today, I'm fascinated how he goes. I want him to do well. I want Gary Rowan to play well, but the pressure is on him. They asked him on Footy Classified the other night about Gary Rowan, and Chris Scott said it's a no point for us because he's not in our best, 14 players. So why we talk about him so much? But I want Gary Rowan to do well today, and I would imagine he does too.
Oh, he'd be thinking about it a lot too. He's you got a stat there for us, Ash?
Yeah, after the commercial break.
Yes, we will, Ash. We'll come back with that. For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M rocking football at the MCG.
The Triple M footy preview for the all-new Stealth Driver from TaylorMade with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness.
For Remont Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold. Right now, Triple M rocks footy, and we're back on Monday, and at 8:30 we'll wrap up the round with Scott Pendlebury. I saw a bloke eating a salad at the footy the other day. It's like, you've lost your mind, mate. I didn't come here and eat a salad.
Exactly.
There's a health bar.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll do me, Gus. Honestly.
Although a three-quarter time crepe is nice.
Oh, I love a crepe.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
If you're having a good time but you're running out of wine, get Jimmy, get Jimmy.
Jimmy brings delivering wine, beer and spirits in minutes.
Get him, Jimbo.
If you're a sports fan, then stop watching your games like this. It's time to feel closer to the action with Foxtel's 4K Ultra HD. With bolder, brighter colours and clearer images enhanced by Dolby Sound, watching sport has never looked so good. 4K Ultra HD, the best way to watch the NRL, AFL and F1. Only available on Foxtel.
We're here to help you get your woolies worth, so we've dropped the price on over 400 products for spring. Like Red Rock Deli Dips 150 grams, dropped to just $4 each. It's just another way to get your woolies worth. While stocks last, products and prices may not be available in all stores or online.
This October, the bikes are back. MotoGP makes its return to Phillip Island, bringing with it 3 days of world-class motorcycle racing and a heart-pumping program of off-track entertainment. Friday tickets for the Animoca brand's Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix are still available. Terms and conditions apply, supported by the Victorian Government.
Want to learn how to cook low and slow brisket on a Texas offset smoker or juicy kebabs on a Cypress grill? G'day, Gabriel here from the Barbecue Store. We import authentic barbecues from all around the world, from US-style smokers to Italian pizza ovens, Aussie barbecues to Greek rotisseries. The Barbecue Store has the right barbecue to make you look like a pro on the grill. And as the importers, our prices are direct to the public and our quality is amazing. thebbqstore.com.au. Barbecues from around the world for less.
I think dads love Bunnings because there's such a big variety. It doesn't matter if they like to cook or if they like to tinker and make stuff at home, there's always something here for them. You can make it a Father's Day to remember with the lowest prices.
Orion Smart Outdoor Security Camera, only $79. Matador Flip Tip Barbecue Thermometer, just $24.95. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Billy Brownless here. If you want to win 4 tickets to the AFL Grand Final, you can find out how Monday morning at 9 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Hey there, I'm Michaela Savage with your news briefing. First up to the US Open. Serena Williams has bowed out of the Grand Slam with Aussie Isla Tomljanovic proving to be too strong for the American today. It signals the end of her stellar career, with Williams thanking her family and all her supporters, telling the crowd it's unlikely she'll change her mind about retirement. Aussie star Nick Kyrgios has weighed in on the impact Williams has had on the sport.
You know, I just appreciate what she's done. I'm sure everyone in this building does as well.
On 9 there, speaking after Kyrgios booked his spot in the 4th round. To other news now, parts of the New South Wales mid-north coast are on flood watch as Australia's east coast is battered with rain. But Dean Narramore from the Weather Bureau has told the ABC any flooding should only be minor.
And the low-pressure system is expected to move quickly offshore in the early hours of tomorrow morning. So minor flooding is possible on a few rivers in the mid-north coast, maybe some minor flash flooding, but thankfully all easing tomorrow.
A report into Victoria's 000 call system has found it needs improvement. At least 33 people have died after delays with Esther. The report found there were understaffing issues, plus people were calling 000 when it wasn't an emergency. Briefly, at least 500,000 people are expected to pass through the gates of the Adelaide show this week. It's come back after a 3-year hiatus thanks to COVID. And the federal government will bring in reforms to make sure anybody claiming to be a cosmetic surgeon actually has the credentials to back it up.
Harris Scarf's red hot 4-day doorbuster deals and friends exclusive sale continues. Get shopping now for Father's Day and save big on great brands at great prices. Sale ends this Sunday.
Partly cloudy and pretty wet across Melbourne. Those showers easing off overnight, but the clouds sticking around tomorrow, heading for tops of 14 to end your weekend. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Download now to listen live or on demand.
Hey, it's Daisy Thomas. Are you ready to get that winning feeling? The Monopoly game is back at Macca's and there's thousands of prizes to be won. In fact, there's over $578 million worth of prizes to be won, and you've got a 1 in 4 chance to win. Prizes include a VW Polo GTI, free Macca's for a year, a $1,000 Choice Hotels gift card, or a $1,500 Webjet gift card, and so much more. The Monopoly game is back at Macca's. Peel and scan to win today. T's and C's apply.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Pepper Jack Wine. Crack open a wine with a character to match. Pepper Jack. When character counts. 18 plus only. Drink responsibly.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football at the MCG. Here it is, the big final, the biggest final of the weekend. It is Geelong and Collingwood at the MCG. We look out the arena at the moment and it's just about full to the tilt already. So we are going to have a 90,000 crowd or thereabouts. Ash, the Red Z Lending stats. Kick us off. What do you got?
Good afternoon, BT. Yeah, Cats have won their past 13 by an average winning margin of 39 points. As we know, Maggie's won 12 out of their past 13. But for Geelong, they're number one in the AFL for marks inside 50 as well as goals scored from marks. Last time they played against Collingwood back in round 3, they took 20 marks inside their attacking 50. Hawkins and Cameron netted 10 combined. 11 out of their 16 majors had come from marks in that particular game. And Joey? But these are the two concerns for Geelong. Chris Scott, 73% win-loss during the home and away. However, 40% in finals. Since the 2011 premiership, he's only won 7 out of his past 22 in finals, which is 32%. And the other concern, we touched on Gary Rowan, 16 goals from 23 finals. He's been held scoreless 8 times in finals, goalless in 5 out of his past 7. And for the Magpies, a positive for them who's snuck it on the radar is Nathan Murphy. He's played the last 13 games in which Magpies have won 12 out of 13. He's only conceded 15 majors from those 13 matches and he's equal third at the club for intercept marks.
Yeah, he's been excellent, Nathan Murphy. And, I mean, you're talking about the finals record of the Cats. We all know it, Stu, but for me, I don't think the past means anything. I think there is a little bit of the monkey on the back, but we saw with Brisbane on Thursday night, it's about what you do with your actions and what you do in this game. And I think Geelong are as prepared as they've ever been in any of those final series in the last 10 years today. And it's funny, you look at all the indicators and sure you do it, a lot of the stats and a lot of the numbers are pointing towards Geelong being the better team today. We know about their offence, their defence, their contest and clearance work is all probably better than Collingwood's. But the one thing, BT, that matters most is Collingwood are a very high pressure team. I think they're number 2 in the competition.
Which is fine.
Pressure can take away anyone's strengths. You look at what Sydney were able to do to Melbourne last night. It doesn't matter how good a team you are. If you bring enormous pressure and get after the opposition, you can make even the greatest team of all time vulnerable, and that's what Collingwood can bring this afternoon.
But you talk about history doesn't mean much when you're coming in tonight. But as a player, you can't help but know the score. 1-6 they are from qualifying finals and been in very good positions in some of those years before and just haven't turned up in some of them. Their last win in a qualifying final, 2016 versus Hawthorn, and that was the Isaac Smith kick after the siren, if you remember, that he missed. So some really bad losses too in some of those games. And you talk about form and, obviously a 13-game winning streak at the moment, Geelong, but their last 6 games of the year, we talk about they've beaten Carlton, Port, the Bulldogs, St Kilda, Gold Coast and West Coast. One team in the 8, and that's in 8th spot. So, yes, you can only beat who you're playing, but they haven't really been tested, I don't feel, over the past 6 weeks. And as a Geelong supporter, player, you tighten up. Surely you're tightening up.
Now, is it too simplistic, Brownie? We'll go around to the 3 of you. If you judge today's result purely on talent, who wins?
Purely on talent, Geelong.
Geelong by a fair bit.
So why don't you factor that into your stat off?
Well, we are. We all think Geelong will win, BT. We're trying to mount a case for Collingwood, the underdog.
Right.
We all believe Geelong will win. I think Geelong will win. And so I, to be honest, think they'll win comfortably. But we're trying to make a case for Collingwood, BT. It's pretty boring if we all just say the Cats will win. Let's move on.
All right, Joey's really
Well, I've gone Collingwood, BT.
Next team, have you?
Yeah.
Bernie's.
Are you listening? Or?
There you go. Well, once you sort of start to dribble a bit,
You're trying to cut me off about 4 times. That's okay.
All right, we're just getting ready for the national anthem. Umpires today, by the way, Brett Roseberry, Hayden Devine, Brendan Hoskin.
League and Premier partner Toyota welcome you to the first qualifying final between the Geelong Cats and Collingwood. The AFL acknowledges the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners of the land we gather on today, and pay our respects to our elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge we play our great game on this land and respect the cultures of all First Peoples, their contribution to our nation and contribution to the game of Australian rules football. We now invite you to turn your attention to the big screens for the Welcome to Country.
I'd like to start off by acknowledging that today we are meeting on the lands of my ancestors, the Wurundjeri people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to pay my respects to my elders, both past, present and emerging, elders from all nations, but I particularly want to pay my respects to everyone gathered here today. Woman Jacka, welcome. Wurundjeri Balik, Yemen Kundi Bik. The Wurundjeri people welcome everyone to land today. Wurundjeri, no, Buddha War, Kondi Nagnat, Dubban Bik, Bolik Ball, Chilikan. The Wurundjeri people want to look after and protect the land as they did long before. Wurundjeri country extends from the inner city of Melbourne. It goes across the mountains of the Great Dividing Range, west to the Werribee River, south to the Mordialloc Creek and east to Mount Baw. And while you're on Wurundjeri country, you're most welcome to the traditional lands and the waterways of the Wurundjeri people. So, Woman Jacka, welcome. Enjoy the game.
Would you now please rise and join with the coaches, players and umpires for the Australian National Anthem, performed today by the wonderful Bobby Fox.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Well, there you go. The introduction for today, Joey.
Good effort by Bobby Fox. Played last night. Did a great job for the Swans. And now sang the national anthem today, Brownie.
Nice voice.
Very good. Sharp, crisp
multi-talented.
Joey off the top. We've only got a few moments to go. Ream hot water built tough. Brozzy conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Speaking about hot and strong, it is going to be hot in the kitchen early, Joey and Bernie Vince. These two sides, they win the contested football, but Collingwood have got Pendlebury in there. They've got Taylor Adams back. De Goey goes through there. Crisp. That midfield group is big.
Always starts in the midfield. That's why it's so important, particularly those that get the opportunity to start in the centre bounce. You've got to get the ball played in your front half early. You don't want to be playing it in your back half. So that's why it's important for these midfielders to try and get on top.
And no Selwood, no Dangerfield in the first bounce. So
the 350 gamers. Pendlebury wins the toss and kicks towards the city end of the ground. Robbo, you got a last minute one for us?
Yeah, good win by Pendlebury, but I tell you what, BT, they've come in, the mob's in. I reckon close to 95,000. There you go. Really good crowd in. So exciting. Smash the Sharon down. Let's get it on.
Well, Jane T. Martz, Mickey Roberts.
He's pumped down there, Robbo.
And why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
Out there with 100,000.
Jeez, look at the crowd. There's not too many spare seats at the moment.
So they always say the reason you don't get to the 90s is because the members for the AFL, which is Southern Stand side, you can see there's a few vacant seats, maybe a couple of hundred, and of course the MCC members. But they look like they've both turned up today, Ash.
Yeah, they certainly have. It's 88,000. That's the biggest crowd for this year. We'll eclipse that for sure, you'd imagine.
Yep.
Scotty Pendlebury, 26th final this afternoon. Amazing effort. Third most for Collingwood. 356th game. Draws level with Bruce Doull and Paul Roos today.
And how nice a luxury it is for Chris Scott, as Mickey Roberts told us exclusively that Dangerfield's starting on the bench. That's because they've got Guthrie, Tommy Atkins and Mark Blitzarf starting in the centre bounce. It's pretty good. It's going to be a great mix. Zach Tui and Isaac Smith on the wings. Can't wait for this one. We know Geelong have got the better team on paper. They've got the better stats, BT, but it's not played on paper. It's played on the turf. It's going to come down to blood, sweat and tears this afternoon. Collingwood are in this up to their eyeballs. They're going to have to play their absolute best. No reason why they can't, but I think the Cats get the job done.
Finals week 1. And this is the best of them. The one that everybody's talking about from McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Umpire in the middle of the G. Perfect bounce. Stanley went up high, tapping the footy at Guthrie, runs after it. Ginnivan went past it to Goey. Can he get the first touch? He can't. Guthrie worried out of it. Handball was good. Big tackle late on the bottom of the pack. The umpire quickly scrambles in. Have a ball up at centre half forward for the Pies.
That's Braden Maynard who made that tackle, starting in the centre bounce. Braden Maynard. And then goes straight back to half-back.
Umpire elevates it very quickly. De Goey, spin it, lost it. Atkins was in there. Side bottom had him. He just shoveled it forward. Bouncing ball. Jeremy Cameron picked it up. He's going to get a free kick. Jeremy Cameron in the middle of the ground, got one high. He turns and he goes.
He does with a low kick inside 50, punt right into the ground. A little bit of a nudge, but the mark is taken by Rowan. Looked to have hands in the back. Umpire said no, it's all legal. And Gary Rowan will have a shot. 35 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, that'll be good for his nerves, Bernie. Getting one early.
We spoke about him pre-game, or you did, Brownie, about just the start in finals, and he's been highly spoken about having a quiet time this time of year, but just a nice little nudge there to Jeremy Howe underneath. What a start this will be to finish early.
Great way for him to start. He is a good kick. Rowan from 35 metres, across the face, not great. Minor scores, so the Cats first on the scoreboard today, one behind. Pies yet to score.
He's lucky to score there in the end.
Bit of a nervous kick.
They're very nervous.
Darcy Moore to do the kicking in. Nick Dacos wanted it. Darcy Moore said, I've got it. And then he kicked it straight back to Nick Dacos. He gets the stat he was looking for anyway. So the Pies go to the outer side, and this is Josh Dacos at half-back. Moves the ball quickly. And he finds Lipinski out there. What a wonderful season he's had. He's first at the Pies. He runs from half-back and pumps one towards half-forward. Mychek will be the flyer from the side. But taking the mark was Ash Johnson.
One-on-one inside 50.
His career.
Kicks to Elliott on the lead. High ball. Elliott had it punched away now. Guthrie trying to apply the tackle. Elliott still got it, and he's had an opportunity to get rid of it. Very, very lucky he wasn't penalised, and we'll have a ball up 55 out from Collingwood's goal.
No, you're right, BT. He had a couple of opportunities to get rid of that then, and got the second tackle, and the umpire still decided to ball it up.
Southern Stand side of the ground, heading to the city end here, which Collingwood are kicking to in this first quarter. Little handball comes out to go. He got on the end of it over to Pendlebury. Little up and under from Pendlebury, went nowhere. Atkins went hard at the footy and won it. And he was tackled, caught by Lipinski. And umpire Brett Roseberry said it happened right in front of me, and I'm giving that to Lipinski. Gee, went hard, Atkins. Cost him in the end. Lipinski waited for him. Right on the boundary, though, is the problem for Lipinski. Almost lining up with the pickets on his backside. Got to snap it on the right boot. Kick around the corner. It looks good. Collingwood get the first goal of the final. Triple M scoreboard, one straight. The Pies, one behind the Cats on the Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard.
Well, that's exactly what we spoke about for Collingwood this afternoon. It's their pressure. That is going to be the key for them to win this game. We said they were the number 2 pressure side in the comp. Well, they're number 1 for pressure in their forward half. And that was a perfect example. Strong tackle from Paddy Lipinski. I'll tell you what, maybe in the home and away season, that might have been a dangerous tackle. Bernie, we've seen a lot less paid for that, but it was a really strong tackle. Slung Atkins to the ground, got the free kick, and good confidence booster for the Pies.
Can't fault that attack on the ball from Atkins. He just went hard at the footy, copped a hit from Myercheck, and then it was the second tackler that took him to ground. So you can't fault him, but great tackle, great finish there from Lipinski.
Can't fault Robbo either. He said Dangerfield and Selwood starting on the bench. Neither of them on the ground at the moment for McDonald's Room Hot Water. Triple M Brock's footy. Pendlebury slipped over and then tried to slap it out. DeGoey's on his hands and knees. And the ball pops out eventually. Pendlebury again and DeGoey. Play it again. Got it out towards Crisp on the logo. His handball went back. Noble, right foot, down to half forward. Bouncing ball. Lipinski's got it again, but he can't keep it in. And will go out of bounds. Boundary thrown on the outer side. Robbo for Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, doctor's checking that video on Atkins after that tackle. They've cleared him, but his head did smack the surface. He's got the thumbs up, though.
Robbo all over it for Bob Jane T-March. We've got a boundary throw in half forward here for the Pies. Stanley doing the ruck work. Cameron there for Collingwood. Off the ground, Atkins with the soccer, gained about 5, then the punch, another 5, into Dacos. This is Nick, got driven into the ground. A little unlucky. Free kick goes Rowan's way, and that should be 50. Didn't give it back straight away, but it's not. So some leniency being shown here in all different directions at the moment. Rowan now with a high ball, attacking the punt road forward, 50 into the ground. Blitzars was there, couldn't mark it. Noble got the handball away, just in the nick of time. Maynard's there as well. Ball ain't coming out of there. And we will have a ball up 55 metres from the Geelong goal.
Any stats early, Ash?
Triple M Reds here. Collingwood dominating disposal, 16-7 and leading time in the front half.
Ball up, Guthrie to Stengel, back to Guthrie. Under pressure, got his kick away, and the Pies through Nick Dacos will clear the area. It's a long one, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Cats.
Or outside 5.
So Mitch Duncan's your man on centre wing. Shane Warnstand.
Play on, you're inside.
Umpire calls into play on now. He hooks it inside forward 50. He hugs the boundary with the kick, and the Pies get over in numbers. And a really good fist away by Murphy gets it out of bounds.
That's what the Pies defence are going to have to do all day. They're going to have to roll off and support one another, because one-on-one they will be vulnerable against Hawkins and Cameron. But if they can assist in the air, that's their best chance.
Southern stand forward pocket, the only pocket on the ground with a tiny bit of sunshine left in the stands. They throw it in because of the later start. Hawkins knocks it down as he does so often there. Trying to win the footy is DeGoey. Trying to get the handball underground. It was smothered down by the Cats. They keep it alive. Cam Guthrie was there. DeGoey picked it up. Little dribble kick along the ground for Josh Dacos. It beats him though, goes over the line out of bounds, but it's out of the immediate danger area for Collingwood at half back.
Joel Selwood now onto the ground, going straight over to this stoppage over on the far side.
6 minutes played. 5-point lead to the Pies. Lipinski got the first goal of the game. Cats yet to get one. Blixarves, handball to the outside. Selwood's on the ground. Inside forward 50. It missed Hawkins. Murphy to clean it up under pressure. His handball was okay. He got it out towards Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos in the back pocket. Goes for the right foot kick. And as Bernie said, that is a great kick to Darcy Cameron.
Such a good kick. An important kick exiting D50 like that.
Josh Dacos got the handball over the top here now to Lipinski. Lipinski goes short to DeGoey. He takes a mark. Got a high tackle from Smith. Got up quickly. Played onto Noble. Noble can give it to Lipinski. Decides to kick it himself. Stewart works the angles. Cuts it off nicely. Picked up front and centre by Buse. Banged it back to the wing, but Collingwood have got it covered. Josh Dacos.
Stanley had to go there.
Had to go. Decided not to pretty early, Joey. Would have got his hand to it. Didn't want the contact coming from behind.
Josh Dacos runs 10 and pumps it back inside forward 50, looking for a big target, but only Tom Stewart is there, and he takes a good contested mark at the front of the pack.
Sorry, Brandon, I've just been watching Tom Stewart. He's doing as he pleases. He's on McCreery, but he's just going wherever he wants to go, not even paying any attention to Bo McCreery. Pies got to be careful of that.
Stewart exits to the 50, looking for Stanley. The ball get at the back. The Noble one's got it. Handball forward. DeGoey. Another handball to Crisp. Crisp on the left, inside forward 50. The kick is brilliant to Johnson. And he marks it 15 out on a slight angle.
Geez, that was slick. They're inspired here, Collingwood, at the moment. Great start from them, exactly how they want it. Some ugly, dirty ball. A lot of contests on the ground. They're winning them, by the way, and great kick inside 50.
Haven't seen a more casual approach than this man. He just gets the job done. Johnson for back-to-back goals to the Pies. He's missed it. Went for the snap. He set shots, 10 goals, 3, but he should have gone with the straight one. Robbo Bob Jane T-March.
Dangerfield finally on. We know Selwood got on. The ball was on that southern side, BT. As we know, they can't get their champs on. So he's got on at the 8-minute mark, Dangerfield.
Gee, would have been some start for the Pies had he kicked that.
Would have been.
He muffed it up around the corner. Selwood off hands here on the wing. Advances the ball to half-back and more marks. Peels the handball to Nick Dacos. Had a lot of it so far, Ash. So has Josh.
4 touches.
Unbelievable. And Josh?
Josh has picked up 3.
DeGoey getting plenty of it too, Ash.
Yeah, 6 and 2 clearances.
Dacos plays on. This is Josh from the wing. A hammering ball inside 50. Myercheck at the back of the pack. Couldn't get it. Stewart in front wanted it. Little Kolodjasny handball. Comes to Isaac Smith. He brings that to defence, but he's trapped for the moment. And the smother over the line and out of bounds forward pocket Collingwood.
Just had the exits covered, Collingwood, so there was nowhere for Isaac Smith to go on the open side. Had to turn back to where all the traffic was.
That's what they do, the Pies. They hunt you. The ball got out the back. DeGoey was there. He tried to burst his way through. Adams. Quick kick out of the pack by Darcy Cameron. Through for one behind. And the Pies peppering the goals at the moment on the Triple M Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard. 1-8 to the Cats, one behind. 7-point lead.
Look like they've settled better, Collingwood, don't they?
Certainly have. As I said, it's been pretty dirty sort of ball. A lot of contest. That's exactly the way they want it.
Jittery start by the Cats, I reckon.
They're tightened up. I asked that question before the game, BT. You had a bit of a laugh at me.
Oh, Duncan. He just hits out of a tight one. Side bottom couldn't mark the ball. Picked up by Crisp. Gave it to the dashing Moore. Goes to the pocket of Ginnivan. Johnson backing back into the pack as well. Smacked away by the Geelong defenders. And a boundary throw in deep in Collingwood's attacking zone.
Darcy, Mark.
7-point lead to the Pies. All the attacking early. Boundary throw-in's a shallow one. Getting to the front of the pack was Hoskin Elliott. He's dispossessed and then he goes out of bounds and the umpire's going to ping him for that free kick. We'll go to the Cats and Dangerfield will pick up the ball and get his first disposal.
He will. So Dangerfield inside the defensive 50. Just goes sideways back towards the goals to Stewart. Stewart marks, plays on. Here they go, the Cats. In the hands of Guthrie. This is Zach Guthrie. Short ball and finds De Koning. De Koning now on a half-back, sends a drop punt long down the wing. High footy in front, a good mark taken, Jeremy Howe. Cameron tried to mark from behind, no punch. Howe, little short ball here today, cost the game. Josh, right on the wing.
Number 5, Ash.
Spot on, Brownie.
Good start by the Dacos brothers. So Josh, again, gets himself 15 metres and pumps the ball towards 50. Just gets a shallow entry. The Pies targets at the back was Ginnivan. Picked up by Blixar. He's taken to the ground. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 30 metres out from the Pies' goal. 1-8. The Cats are one behind. Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard.
It's like all these smalls for the Pies. They just wait for the long kick, Bernie, and then they just pounce. They just swarm and get after the ball or after the oppo.
Seabus Super Specials, Bernie and in the back row there, Joey. Crashing in here, the Pies. Taylor Adams applying the tackle, might have got in the back of the Cat. And umpire Hayden Gavine said, no, we'll ball it up, and we're deep inside Collingwood territory here. Dangerfield last man up off the deck. Cameron does the ruck work, blitz arms there, neither made contact. Spills to McCreary, got the handball to Elliott. Left foot snap, the pocket, touched off the boot, said the umpire. Johnson went at the foot, he couldn't win it. Henry rushes it over the behind line as he was tackled. And they are peppering the Pies here. 1-3-9. Cats one behind.
Time in half, Chew, this one so far. Feels like it's been played all in Collingwood's front half.
Yeah, 65% to 35. Entries are 8-4 Magpies way.
Not putting it on the scoreboard, though.
Got to start converting. I was just about to say that, Brennan. They've got to make the most of this momentum because it's shorter shift coming up soon.
Duncan not sure where to go, so he went long and wide. Close. That's a really strong mark in front of Nick Dacos. He gets up quickly and he looks to go, but he can't. Has to go back over his mark, close. The long sleeves on today, short ball. And he finds Buse.
Outside 5.
The former pole vaulter.
Play on.
Buse on centre wing. Pumps the ball to half forward, looking for Blixarves and Gary Rowan. Fisted away from those two, out of bounds. Underneath the Shane Warne stand, and the ball will go out of bounds. Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free plus. Instant cash back on top tyre brands. 13.26.25. Order online today. Robbo.
Kolodjasny under the pump and in the rooms, limped off. They've been checking his knee for a couple of minutes down here. It's the right one, in a lot of pain. In the rooms, they're going to check that right knee.
All right. You're sure it's knee and not hamstring, Robbo?
It's knee, definitely knee, BT.
Thank you. Free kick here, Selwood, and crowd getting annoyed because it's that typical Joel Selwood sort of lean back and under. And he's got the free. Handballs off immediately. Now Isaac Smith with a pounding ball in the Hawkins direction. Punched away by Moore, but it's still in the danger zone. Picked up by Hawkins. He's got Moore hanging off him like a big bear. And now they call play on again. Dangerfield went and got it. Got the little handball. Missed the target. Picked up by Dacos. Adams gets it over to Quainer. Quainer's caught cold by Stengel. Quainer's caught cold by Stengel. and Stengel will get a shot 45 metres out directly in front.
Well, that's finals footy, Bernie. Yep. Throughout the home and away season, Quaynor might get away with that, but in a final, sometimes you've got to get it on the boot a little bit quicker because the pressure is red hot early.
Well, great pressure early from Collingwood there just to win the ball back. Geelong looked like they're going to have a couple of shots on goal, but just didn't allow them to have any time or space. And then, again, when Quaynor looked like he was out, Joey just ran down from Stengel. So great pressure from both sides early here.
46 goals. It's been a great year for him, All-Australian. Going to have to kick this from 48 out. Tiny bit of angle. Punt road end. Stengel uses the man on the mark rule to great effect. Got the journey, the accuracy, touched off the boot. Touched off the boot, the umpire called, and the players trying to use this man on the mark rule to their advantage. I reckon they're stuffing themselves up a lot of the time. So 139 Collingwood. They're reviewing it here, but what are they reviewing? We know it's a behind.
Well, that's right. The field umpire called touched off the boot, so I'm not sure why it's getting reviewed.
Yeah, it looks touched as well.
And if the field umpire has said it's touched, he doesn't have the right to review, does he? It's the goal umpire that has the right.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Bonus $200 gift card on selected laundry packs. Now at Harvey Norman.
Gee, I tell you what, you can't see it on that one.
It's a bit blurred.
Looking at this angle,
crowd getting impatient.
By the right hand of the Collingwood defender. Decision on the scoreboard.
The umpire said that 45 seconds ago.
Well, the umpire called it touch. We're all amused as to why we're reviewing it when it was touched. 139, the Pies, 2 behinds Geelong.
15 minutes gone first term. It's tense. Into the pocket. Maynard marks it. Wonderful player Maynard has become. He's instrumental in getting that ball to Pendlebury in the last game of the season. He goes long to Mason Cox. Couldn't mark it. Atkins busted his way through. He's tackled by DeGoey and he's taken to the ground. We'll have a ball up. 70 metres from the Cats' goal. They try by 7 points. Pies in front early.
Ball up half forward for Geelong. Cox and Stanley tangled. Neither got near it. Dangerfield kicks it out of bounds on the full with the left. Free kick. Jeremy Howe half back. So the Cats just getting a little bit of time at their end of the ground. Short kick to Dacos. This is Nick. He crosses the ground to Quaynor. Quaynor takes the mark in the back pocket, straightens it up slightly to Moore. Haven't gone through the middle much, Collingwood. Have tended to go boundary so far in this game. Geelong guarding the corridor like you wouldn't believe.
It's a good call, BT. I reckon Collingwood deliberately want to use the boundary, knowing that Geelong love to protect the corridor.
Howe changing their plans. Kick down line, header side bottom, punched away by Holmes. And we'll have a boundary throw in right on the northern wing.
There's almost a bit of rope-a-dope. Geelong know that Collingwood want to go through the corridor, so it's almost like Geelong are really squeezing the corridor and allowing Collingwood to take the boundary if they want. So a bit of cat and mouse in this game tactically.
Lipinski, the only goal scorer. Pies lead by 7 points. Boundary thrown on centre wing. Cox laid it down. Holmes picked it up and handballed it forward. Really good tackle. Cox then went in and got a good hand to it. Lipinski's handball was good to side bottom. Another one to Adams. DeGoey ran past him. Didn't use him. Went further to McCreary. McCreary from 45. Sees someone out of the corner of his eye. He looked for Myercheck. He couldn't get it. Did well by the Cats defenders, but now they've bumped it up. They fumbled. Johnson, can he get his handball out? That's going to be dropping the footy. Free kick will go back to the Cats. Big opportunity for McCreary. Should have gone goalward.
Should have tried to do the team thing, Brownie, well called, and just tried to pull it late to Myercheck, but the percentages would have been to have a shot. Just to back your point up, Joey, Collingwood, 1 out of their 8 inside 50s has gone through the corridor, unlike Collingwood this year.
Wow. Collingwood by 7 points. Here at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter as we just take a momentary lull on the Pepperjack scoreboard. Crack open a wine with character to match Pepperjack. When character counts, 18 plus only, drink responsibly. From the back half here, a long ball by Smith out towards the wing near the boundary. Quaynor was able to get it over. Let's get downstairs for Bob James team, Mark Robbo.
Yeah, Kolodjasny out of the rooms now, BT. Heavily strapped right knee. Going through a fitness test. Still pretty proppy. Sitting on the pine here. They haven't pulled the button yet, but Kolodjasny right knee trouble.
Boundary throw on the outer side. Ball pumped forward towards Hoskin Elliott. He picked it up cleanly to Pendlebury. Stepped through majestically. Left foot into the forward 50. Really good kick too. And Elliott leads out and marks it on the second bite. Right up against the boundary, Elliott, but as we know, that's no opposition for him. So Jamie Elliott, he'll kick from 45. If you imagine the goal against Essendon, he's up the other end in exactly the same spot. The Pies have been doing all their attacking. They lead by 7 points. Jamie Elliott crosses the 50 with the boundary intersects. He'll go with the right foot to the city end. It's a high ball. It's going to slide across the face. Can they get the ball on the line? Check! It fell to him, and he got the left foot, and the Pies have got 2. 2-3-15 Collingwood. 2 behinds the Cats, and they're tightening up the Cats. Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard.
Well, they deserve that, Collingwood, and really they did need it, as you said, Bernie, because they've had so much momentum. You're not going to have momentum for the full 4 quarters, but when you've got it, you need to put it on the scoreboard. And where they're doing their damage, they are smacking them through the midfield. So you look at some of the numbers. Cam Guthrie's the only midfielder that's had 4 disposals. The rest are hardly sided, where for the Pies, DeGoey, Crisp, Lipinski, Pendlebury, the Dacos boys have all had plenty of balls. So at the moment, the Collingwood midfield are well on top. That's why they're playing the game in their front half.
And Triple M Red Z, first quarters for the Cats have been a concern. They've lost their past 4 opening first quarters in qualifying finals as well.
Jeez. Collingwood are setting the tone here at the moment. Geelong are trying to follow and plug holes and gaps.
What about Pendlebury's use on the outer side?
Brilliant.
Yep, you got around one and you caught it beautifully.
Again, a wide entry though, wasn't it? Inside 50, but it's working for the Pies.
A warning for the 6-6-6 against the Cats.
Oh, there they go.
DeGoey squirted the handball to Crisp. Crisp got it on, a little one over the top to Lipinski. Crisp keeps it rolling forward. Beautiful pick up. Hoskin Elliott around the corner, miss. Collingwood on fire here. Squandered a few. 2-4-16. 2 behinds the Cats on the Triple M Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard.
Been sharp early, your man Hoskin Elliott, Joey.
And Chu, you talk about their nervousness in first quarters in finals, the Cats, but coming into this game, they've won 15 of their last 17 first quarters.
Yeah.
They've been a red-hot first quarter team.
Straight up the middle of the ground goes Stewart, looking for Dangerfield. That's a strong mark on his chest. And he goes. He wastes no time. Left foot, looking for Holmes, but he's turned it over. Straight back to Darcy Moore. Called to play on. Hawkins stepped over the line, but the umpire said play on, and now side bottom on centre wing.
He goes out wide, and he's got Ginnivan on, I think, for his first touch. Dangerfield knocked it away. They keep coming. Adams there caught in the Dangerfield tackle. Was that Ginnivan's first, Ash?
Triple M Red Z, spot on BT.
So we'll throw it in, 55 to 60 metres out from Collingwood's goal.
I love the kick in up the corridor, but Dangerfield's just got to take a breath, Joey. A bit like what you were saying pre-game, take a breath. You don't have to do everything flat out.
Fox doing the ruck work. Stanley got a hand on it, knocked it forward to Atkins. Atkins with a little inside-out right foot slider on the bounce there to Cameron. Couldn't get it. Rowan come charging through. Won it. Looks like he's been set a task here today. It spills though. Comes to Cameron. Left foot around the corner without great direction. Murphy running back. Moore running at it. They got on each other's way. Now Quayner's got to get it. He's tackled by the bear in Hawkins. Almost driven into the turf by Tom Hawkins. Tom Hawkins tried to plant him.
He cut him up and had him for breakfast.
2-4-16 the Pies. Cats 2 behinds.
Umpire's going to ball it up on the 50-metre line. Geelong, a rare entry forward. Hacked out by Crisp. He gets some really good distance, but only as far as Zach Guthrie went back with the flight and took a nice mark. Holmes offers up a lead early. Elects not to go there. Straight down the middle of the ground. Murphy the spoil. Guthrie on the end of it. Can't pick it up. Nick Dacos handballed it out to DeGoey. DeGoey's still there. Can he pick it up? He's under pressure. He went to ground, but the Pies have got the numbers. Jeremy Howe squeezes a little kick out. Crisp will pick it up. He can't handle it. Coming back in with the Pies. They get the ball out looking for Jeremy Cameron. He'll pick it up on the 50. Handball to Selwood. Spins around one. Got the ball back. Inside 50 now. The Cats go through Henry. Looking for Rowan. Can't mark it. Got side bottom out of the way. Under pressure they are. Side bottom out of the go. So too to Selwood, out towards Stengel, pants it out in front of himself, trying to go for a free kick was Ginnivan, not paid. Hawkins is there, got the ball back out. They go back to Selwood and he'll pick it up about 60
yards. They're like a swarm of bees, the Collingwood at the moment. There they come. Noble wins the footy. Rowan's got him in the tackle, but Collingwood are attacking and attacking and attacking every time the Cats have got the footy.
Great footy. This is finals footy at its best. Both teams making plenty of mistakes, but big contest, big tackles. Again there, Noble getting crunched into the ground. This is what the crowd come to see.
Collingwood by 14 points. Half forward ball up here for the Cats. Selwood locked in the sandwich that is Quayner and also Pendlebury. And another ball up.
Just to back up what we're seeing, BT, Collingwood's pressure over 200, your favourite stat.
Here it is. Cox got it. Still don't know what 200 means, but I know it's a lot. Here is Selwood. Side bottom. Handball got there. Went low, Selwood. This time he didn't get the free. It was definitely around the neck. He was trying to win the footy. Didn't get it. Ball up.
Good umpiring. So ball up, 55 out. Starting to heat up at the MCG. Collingwood up against the Cats. They've started well, the Pies. Inside forward 50. Socket off the ground by Gary Rowan. Not 15. Play on. Close claim the mark. And the umpire comes in and balls it up. He was stiff.
Jeez, I reckon that might have carried the distance.
It was just because it was kicked so hard.
It was low on the ground, didn't have a lot of hang time.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. Here's Noble been good. Great smother Atkins on the Noble clearing kick. Handball to Stengel. Stengel out the back door here. Looking for Myers. Beautiful tap down. Cameron comes around on the left. Snap it, goal. Geelong. No.
Post, I think.
Mana score. 3 behinds the Cats. Collingwood 2-4-16.
Darcy Moore brings it in really quickly to Hoskin Elliott. This is Joey's man on the outer side. Right foot looking for Elliott. Got some space. Lipinski's on. Lipinski's on. Got the ball inside 50. Lipinski's got it. Does he play on? No. He goes back over the mark. He's already kicked one. This is for his second. He plays on. Josh Dacos leads into the pocket and he marks it just inside the boundary, about 30 metres out.
So the reason they were able to get the free player inside 50, Collingwood, is Jamie Elliott stayed in the forward 50 when every other Geelong player was pressing one half of the ground. He stayed deep. They're testing Geelong's defence.
Yep.
They don't like it. They want to have everyone in front of them. So by staying deep, it's putting them out.
Super talented. Josh Dacos runs around, snaps it back. Listen to that crowd. The Pies have 3-4-22. The Cats yet to kick a goal, 3 behinds. Pepper Jack wine scoreboard. Crack open a wine with character to match. Pepper Jack, when character counts. 18 plus only. Drink responsibly.
Yeah, great point, Joey. They're trying to stretch the ground, aren't they, for the Cats defenders, giving them a different look. They're so comfortable when they got time and to set up. But I reckon a big part of that other side or the outer side being open was Jeremy Cameron when he snapped that. He took off to celebrate like it was through the whole time. A couple of players ran to him. They thought it was going through. As soon as it hit the post, the Pies just went bang straight out that outer side. And what about transition? It was so quickly inside 50. Pies are up and about early.
Triple M Reds there. Collingwood plus 25 in uncontested ball, but they're also plus 5 in tackles. They've laid 21. The AFL average is 14 per quarter.
Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Colin Jasny back on the ground for Stewart. He ran on and seriously, he is hobbling. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets subbed out of the game, BT.
Out of the middle to go. He got it to Chris. Chris goes inside 50. Gillivan got a push. Play on, says the umpire. Guthrie runs away with a footy on the counter-attack out to Stengel. Maynard flew, brought the ball to ground. Myers is there. He gets collected. Nick Dacos, party trick handball. Maynard out the back door with another. Noble, squaring rocket handball along the ground. Picked up here by Buse. He's confronted by Pendlebury. Gave it to Guthrie. Guthrie clearing high ball at last.
Trying to get to his brother. Fisted away. Noble picked it up. Stepped his way through a couple. He got it back to Darcy Moore. He feeds one. Under pressure is Chris. Selwood's got him and he takes him to the ground. What do we think about the Ginnivan not paid as we see it on the Harvey Norman replay?
No, that's fine not to pay that. He's done the Cody Waitman, threw himself forward. That's play on every day of the week.
Play on. Silly doing that.
Boys in the back row, Seabus Super special. Dangerfield got a kick from the stoppage. Kick inside 50, almost marked there by Cameron. Spills to Myers. Gave it back to Cameron. This time on the left foot. Punt road in. Got it. Geelong get their first goal 27 minutes into the first. 1-3-9. Trailing the Pies 3-4-22 on the Pepper Jack wine scoreboard.
Yeah, nice finish there from Cameron. He had almost exactly the same shot about 3 or 4 minutes earlier, and he thought he had that one in until it just nicked the post. So second opportunity going in there. But this is a great finals game early. Everything you expected here. Big crowd, high pressure, big tackles, big contest. It's everything that we expect when we come to a big qualifying final, Joey.
I reckon the Cats needed that just to steady, just to feel that they're getting into the contest, because they've been out-pressured absolutely and outplayed by the Pies in this first quarter, but it's a clearance goal. They were able to get ground level. Myers got going early to get the front and square. Handball back to Cameron, the best snapper in the AFL, snapped it around the shoulder.
Seems like all the Collingwood midfielders are getting their hands on the footy, Ash.
Yeah, Josh Dacos, 9 to go in 9. Chris was racked up 8, and for the Cats, their leading mid is Selwood with 6.
Triple M Reds leading stats with Ash. Does a great job. Ball up in the middle, and the umpire's going to ping him. It's going to ping underneath the pack. Free kick will go to the Cats. Played against Adams. So Dangerfield will get up. He'll want to get this ball and he'll run off really quickly.
Collingwood free kick in the middle of the ground. Collingwood free kick.
Against Cameron, I think.
Big turnaround. Adams is going to go long and hope for the best with a one-on-one. Elliott ducks back. Front of the pack. The Cats are at best. Henry needs to be good with the foot. He is. He gets it to Holmes at half-back.
Isaac Smith, I think it was the player. Grabbed Darcy Moore by the head, or high contact anyway. That was the result of that free.
Collingwood by 13 over Geelong here. First quarter almost done and dusted. Offhands, blitz arms at the back. Got a minute 25 remaining in it. Cox to Maynard. Maynard takes Stanley on. Little kick around the corner is good. Adams a bit of a fiddle and a faddle and a fumble. Shot out the handball out the back door. Not real clean. Spills to Pendlebury. Pendlebury goes over the top at half foot. Oscar Elliott in the chase here. Play on Kolodjasny. Looks sluggish and slow. Picked up by Ginnivan. Ginnivan goes into the pocket. Elliott knocks. Under real pressure in the pocket. From Tui, this time it's on his left boot. If he wants to go around the corner.
Jamie, inboard.
Jamie Elliott.
Not you.
Deep in the forward pocket. He's tossing up, drop punt left foot. Looks like he's going left. He's a fair way out. He's 30 metres out. He'd want to be confident. Plays on, round the corner. Near side. 3-5-23 Collingwood. Geelong 1-3-9. Triple M Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard.
The Cats have got 33 seconds to go from one end to the other. 14-point lead in favour of the Pies. Stewart, short ball, finds Dangerfield. 30 metres out from the goal, he's defending. Gets the boos of the Collingwood crowd and pumps it towards centre wing. Looking for Stanley. Dropped what he should have taken. Dropped his head. He did. And a free kick will go to the Pies as a result of that.
18 seconds to go. Need to get in there real quick.
Pendlebury wants to move it quick. He's on centre wing, down to 15.
So Pendlebury now, he does, but he kicks into the man on the mark. He'll do well to win this. Eventually got the handball out wide. Noble's tripping over himself. Geelong applying the pressure, so I don't think there'll be any further score. 4 seconds, Pendlebury got around one. Just made contact with the boot. It wasn't great. Quarter time comes, and a cracking first quarter of football in front of a monster crowd at the MCG. Both sides having an unbelievable dip. And at quarter time, it's the Pies. 3-5-23, leading Geelong 1-3-9. Pepper Jack Wine scoreboard for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Pepper Jack Wine. Crack open a wine with the character to match. Pepper Jack. When character counts. 18 plus only. Drink responsibly.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Score a 1 in 4 chance to win the Monopoly game at Macca's. Ends October 18. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
It's Marty here from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. On Friday, Brad from Glenroy got you a step closer to unlocking Triple M's $10,000 vault.
9458.
Pin incorrect. Bad luck, Brad.
You win some and you lose some.
But that means Monday, there's a 1 in 7 chance to win 10 grand if you've been keeping up with all the guesses. Triple M's $10,000 vault back Monday, 10 past 7 on Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So, talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back with $578 million in prizes to be won. Prizes like free fuel for a year with Ampol, a $10,000 Webjet gift card and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Australia, it's time for a spring break, and Choice Hotels are bringing your next getaway one step closer with up to 10% off when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So when there's something to celebrate, book it. Or it's time to reunite, book it. Whatever the reason, get the lowest price guaranteed this spring when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it with Choice Hotels. Select travel dates in October and November only. Book by October 7. Subject to availability. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for full details.
Australia, the Gem is here. The newest and most exciting prize and rewards program. The Gem is giving away even more. More cars. More cash. More trips. More savings from Australia's best retailers. And even more back to the community. Enter the code The Gem to receive your bonus entries. See website for terms and conditions.
Brighton BMW Motorrad is now open. With a large range of new and used motorcycles, escape the city traffic and enjoy the beach views as you test ride and experience the thrill of BMW Motorrad in Bayside. Visit Brighton BMW Motorrad, 795 Nepean Highway, LMCT 7674.
Serious outdoor work requires serious outdoor tools, and this season Makita is helping you rule the outdoors. And right now, you can grab yourself a bonus Direct Connect brushless blower free when you buy a selected Makita Direct Connect brushless self-propelled lawnmower kit. Hurry, limited time only. Offer via online redemption. Visit makita.com.au for details. Makita, rule the outdoors.
I want my Makita back.
First day of my new business, insured by QBE. Cue the lights. Cue the first customers.
Hello.
Cue the morning rush. Cue the unavoidable. Cue the call to QBE.
Hi, sorry.
Cue the quick response.
We'll get that sorted for you.
QBE Insurance on cue for thousands of small businesses before and after. Search QBE SME or talk to your broker today.
See qbe.com/au for eligibility, the PDS and the TMD to decide if this product is right for you. The product issuer is QBE Insurance Australia Limited.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So, talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Foxtel. Watch over 50 sports live and on demand for the love of sport.
Quarter time in the MCG. Collingwood by 14 points over the Cats. Ash, Red Red Lending stats. What have we got?
Collingwood plus 31 in uncontested ball. Josh Dacos, number one ranked player. 9 touches, a major 100% efficiency.
Bob Jane, team after Robbo.
Yeah, Colin Jasny in stripe for that right knee. They're going to persevere with him, but they've been warming up their sub. O'Connor, so get ready for that. The other one is DeGoey, been in the rooms since quarter time. Physio's just run out to give McRae an update on that. It's right shoulder, so he ran off holding his arm. So trouble for DeGoey in the Collingwood camp.
All right, Bernie and Joey, rip this one apart. Collingwood by 14.
Well, Collingwood, really, they controlled the first term. They absolutely, well and truly controlled it. And it started through the midfield. We touched on their midfield numbers, but it was plus 12 in the loose ball gets. That's how they were able to pounce, whether it was off the back of a tackle pressure or a loose ball around the contest. More often than not, Collingwood won that ball. Then they were able to get it into their forward line. They took the 5 marks inside 50. 8 shots at goal. They probably should be further in front. So Geelong could probably breathe a sigh of relief because Collingwood's pressure has been all over the Cats. Their midfield have got to work. Some players need to get going for the Cats, Bernie, just quickly. Yep. Blitzarv's just the one touch, and he was trying to get to Jordan DeGoey, who's probably been the best player on the ground in the first quarter. Zach Tui started on a wing, didn't touch it. Max Holmes only the 2 touches. Isaac Smith and Stengel, guys that have had big years, hardly getting involved at the moment. And Reece Stanley, a couple of really, really poor efforts from the ruckman. So, bit of work to do for the Cats.
Oh, really important goal, I reckon, from Jeremy Cameron late, Joey. That just gives them something going into quarter time. If they were goalless at quarter time, you look at their last 8 games in qualifying finals, they've kicked 6 goals in total. So, I mean, it's a concern. And they started slow again. The doubts, the self-doubt starts to kick in about now. They're within the best team all year. It's their second lowest total at quarter time for the whole year. So that creeps in your mind. You think, well, geez, why is it happening today? Why me? It does. It creeps in when you're the best team in the competition by a long way. And that is a concern going into this quarter.
Lee Montagna, Bernie Vince, Triple M, Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. The Pies by 14. As we start the second quarter for McDonald's Marine Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. The umpire ready to go. Bounces good. Stanley owes them one. Taking it out of the ruck was Darcy Cameron. Inches it forward on the left. McCreery hit it full-chested. Went back and paddled it out. Josh Dacos. It was clever by McCreery. Josh Dacos snaps the ball. Back inside forward 50. Ash Johnson's there, but only one man with his eyes on it. That's Zach Guthrie. Marked it beautifully.
Just wonder, Bernie, whether you spoke about that softish run the last 3 weeks. Gold Coast, the West Coast Eagles, St Kilda, and then the bye, where they just haven't been as sharp as the Pies in the early contest.
Kick down to the wing, crisp to gather. Geelong to the city end in this second quarter. It's right on the Toyota Final Series 2022 logo.
Sure, we don't have stats for it, Ash, but I don't think Selwood and Dangerfield have started on the bench together too often.
Yeah, that's a great point, Brownie. Come back to you.
That's where you're going to go to get that one, eh?
but not even this year when they've been aging. They started on the bench.
It's like a little puppy dog there, Ash. All up here. Cameron, Stanley there. Cam Guthrie had a fresh airy by foot. Taylor Adams like a little bulldozer. Got it to Chris. Chris goes inside 50. Myercheck behind. Zach Guthrie in front. Did well to defend it to the boundary. Throw it in half forward for the Pies.
Been good, Zach Guthrie. I reckon some crucial aerial contests, taking a couple of intercept marks now, and just some important spoils too, saving his side.
So Pies in attack. Boundary throw in. No one man in Ginnivan at this stoppage. He just drops out the back on his own. Guthrie was there. Pendlebury gets it to that man, Ginnivan. Advantage paid. No, it's going to come back as Johnson did take the mark, and the umpire is going to bring it all the way back to Pendlebury. So he'll take it 55 out, Pendlebury. Very good at this part of the game. A set play just outside forward 50. Ginnivan had an enormous amount of space and time at that stoppage. Pendlebury gives it to Maynard, off 2 steps. Maynard goes long into the pocket. It goes over the goal line, I would have thought. Through for one behind. They'll have a score review, but I think it's a behind. Even Ash Johnson gives him the footy back, and it'll be a behind to the Pies.
Are we having a lot of score reviews at the moment? I feel like, I know we've had it for a little while, a couple of years, but...
They're nervous because it's the time that they get selected as well, based on decision.
Right.
So that's clearly over the line. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Bonus $200 gift card on selected laundry packs. Now at Harvey Norman.
So this will be a fairly obvious one. A Geelong kick in.
Taking a lot longer on this one than they did on the Tom Lynch snap on Thursday night. Still going through this one, even though it's clearly going to be called a point.
Ream hot water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Asked your plumber to install a ream. Waiting a long time here. Maybe the umpire's seeing something we're not seeing, like the other night. I can tell you that the replays you get on your screen are the ones that they see. There is nothing extra.
Complete. Looking at these angles, there is insufficient evidence to confirm if the ball's marked before or after crossing the back of the behind line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Reverts to the goal umpire's initial decision, and that is a behind.
Surprise. There was sufficient evidence, I thought.
Looked pretty obvious
over the line. But
Jesus, this is taking a long time. In a real hectic final, we don't need to be pausing for that long for a basic decision.
Is he the same arc man, BT, that did Thursday night? Is it the same arc person that does every game?
That I don't know. That I don't know.
Tom Stewart to do the kicking in. Looking for Stanley. Bounces away from him. Adams couldn't control it. Guthrie was with him. Ball flipped out the back. McCreary goes hard as he always does. Stanley had another moment where he fumbled it. Ball got out to centre half back. Socket off the ground in the middle of the MCG. Side bottom doesn't fumble. Picked it up from his bootlaces. Then bounced it inside forward 50. Ginnivan. Handball out. Johnson. Right foot. 40 out. Long ball. Wide ball through for one behind. 3-7. 25 the Pies. They're peppering, but they can't hit. The main 6-pointers, 139 of the Cats.
Just to back up your point too, Brownie, Selwood Dangerfield starting on the bench again in this second term.
Joey with the late news. There's Henry marking the ball from the kick in.
Apologies, was that already said?
No, I do it myself often, Joey.
Sorry.
So I won't be criticising you. I will just be saying well done. There's Quainer. He's been paid the mark here. So Collingwood looking to dominate here early in this second quarter, the opening 4 minutes of it. Not getting much score on the board. Cracking crowd. The last remaining bits of light. I guess there's a few more hours yet, but the lights are taking effect, if you know what I mean. Quainer. Deep searching. Elliott from the side. Stewart was there as well. The big thump away. Through Buse. His kick was smothered. Lipinski spoiled. Buse went back and got it. He was caught with the footy. Knocked the ball out of his hands. The umpire calls play on. Stanley to Holmes. Holmes around the corner. Maynard the defender. Got to go here. Hoskin Elliott. Was it? No, Murphy. Clip one on the head. Now Quainer's got to beat a couple. Here go the Cats. Onto the long striding Isaac Smith. Squirts one in low from 50. Offline. It'll go over the line and out of bounds. Now it's kept alive by Rowan. Rowan on the right boot from the Wayne Harms pocket. Sent it very, very high. No winner in the air. Anyone's ball.
The Pies clear the area, but it's going to come back because that'll be insufficient attempt. So Holmes will pick it up. He want to get there quickly because there's no one on the mark. He goes now back inside forward 50. The kick that Hawkins in the pocket. Too strong. And Hawkins about 5 metres in from the boundary.
Well, he had the mismatch, Tom Hawkins, with the quick re-entry and found himself on Jeremy Howe, and he was just way too strong, as we see on the Harvey Norman replay, just kept that front position, protected the ball drop nicely and took the mark.
Just his second touch, I believe, Ash.
Spot on for Red's End.
Runs around. Doesn't matter how many he gets. If he does that, Hawkins gets his first. He's got one. Cameron's got one. And the Cats have got the last two. 3-7-25. Collingwood 2-3-15. The Cats, it's a 10-point lead on the Foxtel scoreboard. Watch over 50 Sports Live and on demand for the love of sport.
That is going to be their advantage, Geelong, if they can get these Collingwood defenders in one-on-ones. We said it pre-game, they do have the advantage if they don't allow Collingwood to intercept and work together. On that occasion, Hawkins did get the one-on-one. They are the best team at finding a mark inside 50 in the competition, aren't they, Chu? They'd only taken one up until that point in time. They normally average 15, so they've got to find a few more marks going inside 50.
Bob Jane Team Mars, look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back on tyre brands. Call 13 26 25. Order online. bobjane.com.au, Robbo.
Degoe out of the rooms finally, heavily strapped right shoulder. I reckon he's been juiced up. He's taken painkillers in the middle now, BT. Colin Jasny limping out to half-back.
Good on you, Robbo. Back in the middle we go. They're within 10 points here now, the Cats. Is this the start of a little surge for them? Trying to win it out of the middle of Stanley. Selwood went and got it, was immediately tackled by Cameron. Got rid of it, though. It was well done against the odds. Now Tui picks it up. He had a fresh airy. He was caught. Pendlebury got a little slipper kick in there. Crowd going. It's a real battle in the wind. No one's won the clearance yet. No one's got the clearance. Ginnivan gets off the footy. Umpire to ball up again in the centre square.
Side bottom screaming for players to come up and surround the stoppage, and Lipinski does just that. Dangerfield walks out of that stoppage, handball wildly. Lipinski tries to get it, but Holmes beats him to it. Shows him a clean set of heels, bouncing ball down towards half forward. Quainer to be the man to pick it up, had a bit of a fumble. Quainer went back, Stengel's got him. And the umpire will ball it up 70 metres away from the Cats' goal, and you feel like they're just lifting the arm wrestle turning.
It is indeed. They are finding a little bit here, the Cats, right now. This is their best part of the game so far. Dangerfield, left foot kick. They kick the last of the first and the first of the second. Hoskin Elliott from half-back goes towards Cox, takes his first mark of the day. Gove it to the running left footer and Chris. Chris, beautiful ball to Ginnivan. Ginnivan marks 45 metres out directly in front of the punt road end.
Yeah, smart there from Ginnivan to take the mark and go back. Could have easily played on, got excited, let the moment get to him because Myercheck was screaming back to goals, calling for it. But I like the decision just to take the mark, go back, have a shot on goal.
He's one of the great celebrators, Brian. Yeah, second only to Tom Papley, I would have thought.
And he is a straight kick, 29-9 over his career from set shots. Here he is, directly in front, 45 metres out, didn't get it, kicked it poorly. Chipped it, sandwiched it, 9-9'd it, whatever you want, and he will not get to celebrate. And that is out of bounds on the full.
So in the back pocket to Koning. He's done a long kick, Ginnivan. So to Koning, to the outer side. Long ball, looking for Blixarves. Can't mark it. Ball hits the ground. Picking the ball up was DeGoey. He's handball to Nick Dacos. Run down by Close. Close's tackling's been outstanding so far. Picking the ball up was Holmes. He was tackled as well. Stengel turned it around towards centre wing. High ball, but only as far as Darcy Moore. Had a short back and sides, but kept the top long, if you can believe that.
He has. It looks really ugly. Darcy Moore right in the I did a little of the MCG. Kicks it long, searching ball. Here comes Myercheck, full pace at it. Got the juggler, couldn't quite reel it in. He was reaching from out the back. Little handball comes out from Pendlebury. Gobbled up here by Isaac Smith. He kicked it out. Noble should get on the end of it. Cameron was coming out to be 100 miles an hour. Bravely won the footy. A rare Dacos fumble allows the Cats right on the logo to win it. They do. They've got the numbers. Isaac Smith.
Players out everywhere. One of those is that man. Rowan into the forward 50. They've got players out again, the Cats. It just needs to sit for Holmes. It doesn't sit. He ducked his head. Umpire said play on. Good umpiring. Opportunity now for Cameron. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Great umpiring.
It just didn't sit for Holmes. In the end, I think he made a meal of it. And the ball's out of bounds.
You did exactly what you said, Brownie. He ducked the head, and that's why the umpire didn't pay it. Boundary throw in Geelong full forward area. Whips it back into play. Hawkins, Cox pushed him in the back, got away with it. Haven't paid any of those today here. The handball was indiscriminate, picked up by Holmes. Kick marked by Moore. Side bottom wants it out the north side. Moore's in the south side pocket. And he goes straight up the middle here, looking for Crisp. A rare venture through the corridor on the boot of Pendlebury. It's the short way home to Ginnivan. Ginnivan couldn't quite mark it. Spills to Cam Guthrie. He's got a little handball to Duncan. Duncan wide now to Buse.
It was unbelievable by Duncan to get his hand to it. Buse got it out. Tui, haven't seen a lot of him. Down to half forward. Close has been good. He's going to be accosted by Crisp. Crisp wants to get it out of bounds. He's not going to get because Quainer comes in to help him. Quainer tackled. We'll have a ball up. At half forward for the Cats. This game's lifted. They lead by 10 points, the Magpies.
Yeah, the Cats have lifted in the pressure rating. Quarter 1, 177. This quarter, 218.
This game is hot. Every which way you look at it. Here's Cox out of the ruck. A handball in hope. McCreary arrives. Boundary line will do him. That's where he heads, right in front of the MCC members. Right where you're sitting, Robbo. Give us the feel of the field.
Oh, that is magnificent, Daniel. I just want to jump the pickets and get out there, BT.
Boundary throw in. Blitzarson, Cox. Cox flipping it out the back. Dangerous in that area. Duncan got on the end of it. Striding away as Selwood. Kick to Hawkins. Marked right on 50. He's got to be within range. The way he's wanting to play on senses that he's not. He's a left to right worker of the footy, so he's got to aim inside left goalpost. Decides not to go for it. Encourages Cameron to lead, who marks in the pocket.
That's what they do so well, the Cats. They isolate who they want to kick to. They kick to advantage. Good chemistry between the two. Jeremy Cameron on a favoured side, as we said, the best snapper in the competition.
Put them all to sleep, almost, didn't he? Thought they was going to have a shot.
So man on the mark's at 30. He's decided to kick around the corner. Fair way out of game. He'll need to kick this high and get every bit of it. Cameron does just that and he goals. He goals, or is it touched on the line? No, it's touched on the line. 2-4-16. Collingwood 3-7-25 on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Just didn't get enough air into it. Nick Dacos to do the kicking in. You feel like the Cats have just got control of this game at the moment. They still trail though. The Pies away to a fast start. Kick the first three. The Cats the last two. De Koning marks the kick in, so pump them back in. De Koning called to play on. Adams comes to him. He's going to have to kick it on the left. He does with a high ball. Get underneath that and go your best at it. Dangerfield tried. Fisted away from him. Atkins was tackled by McCreary. He went through. He lost his shorts in the end almost. And the umpire had balling up on 50.
Triple M Reds edge. Long 5 out of the last 6 inside 50s. 5 out of the last 6 that is. And they're +7 in contested ball as well.
That's Asture on Triple M footy. Ball up here, Cox got a clear hand to it, knocked it in the path of Dacos. Selwood snipped it off him. Got plunged, tackled by Adams. He came from nowhere, Adams. It was a huge tackle, he'll get rewarded. Selwood was surprised. Taylor Adams with a pulsating tackle.
Just blindsided him, didn't he? Was looking to give it off. Selwood took his time and then got hammered.
Just a settled play here from the Pies. Adams goes sideways to Noble. Noble at half-back, just a neat little ball down the line here to De Goey. De Goey takes the mark, he wants to play on, he does creatively. Looking to draw Cameron to the footy. De Koning read it better than any. Here is Zach Guthrie caught in the one-hand slinger by the jumping jack in the box man and Mason Cox. Ball comes out the door to Maynard. Maynard's kicks will be marked by Duncan at half-back for Geelong. Score 16-25 Collingwood's way.
Smart player, good positioning. Went for the dangerous kick in the attack. He kicked the centre half forward. Looking for Rowan, who was taken by Quainer. His kick wasn't great. He was looking for Lipinski, but he's got help. Hoskin Elliott then had a fumble. Guthrie to pick it up. He socketed it off the ground. Quainer has to make it up now. He got tackled to the ground by Guthrie. And the ball underneath the pack. We'll have a ball up. 3-7-25. The Pies haven't scored for a while. The Cats are 2-4-16. 14 and a half minutes gone in the second term, and this is a beauty.
That's a 9-point margin here. Ball up, umpires yelling out instruction. No one really cares. Dacos confronted by his own man and Taylor Adams, and then Dangerfield just pounced on him. And now at half forward for the Cats. It's a 9-point lead, Collingwood. Geelong have been better in the second quarter, but Collingwood starting to round a bit of a challenge here now, but without score on the board. And scoreboard pressure, everything in finals. Umpires pluck one here, Hayden Devine. And it'll go the way of Josh Dacos at half-back.
Yeah, just his second disposal this quarter. One of the leading ball winners in that first quarter. De Goey just the 2. Nick Dacos just the 1. Sidebottom just the 1 this quarter.
So Dacos looking lateral. He wants to give it to somebody, and De Goey leads up on centre wing and takes a comfortable mark, turns around and gets it going quickly. So the Pies held up again on the outer side. Slow build-up, every cat ahead of him. Short ball, really dangerous 50-50 ball. Dangerfield picked it up on centre wing, looking for Cameron. Cameron Moore, Cameron over the back. Darcy Moore did really well. Sock it out of the pack. Across the face, and it goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in by Gary Rowan. 25 plays 16.
Crowd won't want to deliberate, but couldn't have been because he was aiming for goal.
I'm not sure how that's deliberate. Crowd just want to get involved. They're enjoying the contest. We all are.
There's a lot of them here. A real lot. Boundary throw in. Deep in the Geelong attacking zone here at the city end. Cox got first hand on it against Hawkins. Sprills to Selwood. He's immediately tackled. Got the handball to Cameron. Cameron around the corner. Top of the square. Mark taken here by Rowan. And Rowan will kick for goal. 12 metres out directly in front.
He's been good.
What an amazing kick from Jeremy Cameron. That was deliberate. He was going to snap it again off one step from about 35, and he just saw the Collingwood opponent sag off Gary Rowan at the top of the goal square. So at last minute pulled the kick. It was perfect.
So Rowan to draw them closer. It'll mean Cameron, Hawkins and Rowans will have all kicked a goal. Down forward and he gets it. So Geelong starting to thrive here now. 3-7-25 the Pies, 3-4-22 the Cats. Foxtel scoreboard.
10th disposal, Rowan, equal leader for the Geelong Footy Club on the ground, and the goal to go with that too. Started really well. We spoke about him pre-game, and you know his finals efforts over the past few years haven't been great, but he certainly stood up today and tackling, chasing as he always does in that forward 50. So great start from him. Look to continue that now.
What they're doing now, they're getting their hands on the footy this quarter, plus 13 on Collingwood, plus 8 in contested ball. So both teams' pressure is still elite, but Geelong are now getting their hands on the footy, particularly some of their midfielders in this second term. Holmes, Mitch Duncan, Isaac Smith, Stengel, and Dangerfield starting to get more involved. So that's why now Geelong have been able to get a bit more ball in their front half in this second quarter.
Inside 50 numbers for this quarter, Ash.
6 apiece, but last 10 minutes time in the front half, Geelong at 70%.
For McDonald's, Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Adams in the middle, Dangerfield was there, socketed it off the ground down towards half forward. First one there was Noble, he socketed as well. Josh Dacos has held his width on the wing, he picked it up, he's had a bounce. Holmes is quick, Holmes is real quick and mows him down. He mowed him down, the umpire pinged him. Brilliant by Holmes, and that'll be 50. Dacos pushed him over, and the Cats are coming. Holmes, now on the mark from 55, goes to the top of the square. Zach Tui can't mark it. Collingwood under pressure, side bottom in the pocket. A cool head gets it to Ginnivan.
Ginnivan will mark it half back. They need to settle a little here, the Pies. Little chip ball over the top to Maynard, who keeps on running. He thought about Myercheck, goes for the all or nothing kick inside, and it's a shocker. Picked up by Atkins, gave it to Cameron. Cameron squirted the handball to Stewart. Stewart through half forward, long shot at goal, misses to the right hand side, and a minus score there. So it's 23 plays 25 Collingwood's way. I'm suspecting 91, 92,000 in the house right now. Probably closer to 92, I'd reckon, Ash.
Darcy Moore, long ball out. Only as far as Zach Guthrie's been good. Cats lift again. Inside forward 50, looking for Cameron. Can't mark it. Off hands, ground level. Side bottom never fumbles. Sweeps one wide to Noble in the back pocket. Noble's got a couple of players on. One of those is Josh Dacos. And he holds it up. Hawkins stands the mark, goes wide, and he finds Noble again. So they just need to take a breather here, the Pies. They still lead by 2 points, 3-7 to 3-5.
So from half back, I think prelim a couple of years ago here was the biggest non-grand final crowd we had, but I think we're going to eclipse that today, Ash.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. Biggest crowd this year, no doubt, BT.
Yeah, definitely over 91, maybe 92. Here's an opportunity on the wing. Little kick there by Pendlebury. Couldn't be marked by Cox. Stanley did well. Got the little handball in there to Myers. Myers goes out to the hard nut in Atkins. Had a dad that didn't mind Biff Owen as well. High footy, up they go. No winner in the air. Off hands it comes. Pendlebury, handball. Party trick, handball. Dacos, clever. That it was. Now Howe got it on there to Josh Dacos over here to Hoskin Elliott. Bit of a skirting, slow ball. Got it to Johnson. Johnson of Collingwood on the left boot around the corner. Got it inside to Myercheck. Myercheck's going to play on and stuff it up. He plays on from 30 out, and he's kicked it to Henry, who's touched it into goal square. He completely stuffed it up, and then a deliberate rush for Hine, but it was under pressure by Lipinski. Wow! The Pies mangled that. 3-8-26. Lead Geelong 3-5-23.
They did mangle it, and then Colin Jasny tried his hardest to mangle it back. You're allowed to rush the ball under pressure. Colin Jasny just stood there and waited to be tackled. He was nearly pink-holding the ball on the goal line.
What was Myerchick doing? There's a brain fade as Tui brings it in, and a good mark by Blixarves. He was one-on-one with Josh Dacos, the bigger man, one out towards centre wing. Howe and Mason Cox in the front. Gives Dangerfield a bit of a serve on the way up as well.
Bit of trash talk there, Brownie, from Big Mace.
He loves a bit of trash talk, Mace. Doesn't get the ball a lot, but when he gets it, he kicks it pretty well. Underground handball by De Goey. He found Adams. Adams threads one to side bottom. Out towards Penderbury. Penderbury kicked it, lost it, back to Buse.
Buse handballs to Close. Close goes inside 50. 35 and closing. It's online. It'll bounce through. Geelong have hit the front for the first time, other than the first minute of the game. 29-26, Cats way. Close makes it 4 Geelong goals in a row.
Well, what they're doing really well this quarter, Geelong, is they are turning the ball over. They are winning intercepts through the middle of the ground. They've already had 21 in this quarter, so that's a big number. That's almost on track for over 100 intercepts for the game, which is huge. They're winning the ball back through the midfield, and that's how then they're going on counter-attack. They've kicked 2 goals, 1 from turnover. All their runners are starting to get involved, Bernie. The guys that get on the end of it off turnover. You think of Holmes, you think of Close, Isaac Smith earlier in this term. That's how Geelong are getting themselves back in the contest and now in front.
Yeah, Stengel's tackle in the middle of the ground on Penderbury, so important. Turn the footy over again, but I think Brodie Myerchick would love his time again with that mark inside 50. Would have had a shot on goal from 30 metres out.
22 minutes gone in the second term, and the Cats in front by 3 points. For McDonald's Rim hot water. They're going to go out of the middle again. Atkins picked it up. He's going to be run down. He got it out to Myers. Guthrie. Another handball. Selwood. Left foot. Low ball. Only as far as Murphy. Murphy panicked with the football. Got it out quickly. Fisting it away. Blixarves on the end of it. Blixarves left foot inside forward 50 looking for Cameron. The ball goes out of bounds. It's head down to the boundary to Robbo.
Yeah, it was only going to be a matter of time. Colin Jasny out of the contest. He can hardly run. The knee just got worse and worse, and he was playing on little blokes like Elliott. So O'Connor gets his chance. Colin Jasny a big out for Geelong.
Gee, just looking at the sign down there being held up by the Cats as well. It's a racing slick. A Formula 1 tyre on the back. I don't know what that means, Joey, but have a look at this. Guthrie had a ping at goal and missed. 30 plays 26 here. 23 and a half minutes in the second quarter. It's been a pulsating Geelong comeback. And Hoskin Elliott has lost quite a few little one-on-ones out there wide, and Noble now in the back pocket.
9 of the last 10 inside 50s to the Cats.
Game almost exclusively been played on the outer side of the MCG. Penderbury tries to change that by bringing it back to the commentary side. Side bottom marks it in the back pocket. Side bottom asks players to come at him. McCreery about 40 metres away. He's the man that he's asking to come to him. Now side bottom. Elects to go on the left. Johnson will be the flyer. Can't mark it. McCreery socks it out of mid-air. De Goey picked it up. Just pumps it forward. They've got players out everywhere. Can the ball stay in? Darcy Cameron lopes after it. He's got players forward. Myerchick is one of them. Myerchick on the left. Inside forward 50. Not a great kick. Doesn't give the forwards an opportunity. Picking the ball up was Duncan. Got it out to Zach Guthrie. He pumped it out of defensive 50. Bouncing ball side bottom. Turned around. He's got time. Now back with the left foot. Going back was Johnson. Going back was Myerchick. Cats with numbers. Buse has got it in the back pocket.
Shovels the handball out to Blixarves. They're out of trouble again, or are they? Cam Guthrie coolly steps through traffic and finds Stewart. Zach Guthrie says, let's go slow for a moment. Let's get our composure. Back to Cam Guthrie. So they chip their way out of defence to Stengel. Stengel marks on the boundary line here at half back. Geelong have got all the answers here on this quarter. Stengel's kick down the throat of Cameron. Can they make something up forward work? Collingwood, they have been pretty ordinary in this corner in that area. So now Cameron, with a long ball, kicks it to a heap of Geelong players. Stewart says, I've got this at half-back, and takes an uncontested mark.
The numbers behind the footy, and nobody wanted to get there. Myerchick standing 40 metres out from goal, not working to the footy. So the Cats do what they do so well. They get behind that footy, and that's a tumbling kick, and fortuitously lands in the hands of Guthrie. Guthrie on centre wing, chips the ball into the middle of the ground to Koning.
Stand!
They're just owning the game at the moment, the Cats.
Hang on!
So to Koning on centre wing. He's got Zach Guthrie wide. O'Connor, the new man on the sub, gets his first touch. As soon as he does come on the ground, O'Connor reels and goes. High ball. Cameron will be the flyer from the front. Blixarves at the back. Fumbling. And out of bounds on the full in the end by Stengel. The Pies will get a free kick.
Both teams look a little bit out of gas late in this second term. 2 minutes to go. I think they're both looking for half time, but it's the contested ball that's been a big quarter for Geelong this one, Chu.
Plus 14 this quarter.
So Geelong by 4 points. Back pocket here, Jeremy Howe. Kicks it out wide, looking for somewhere near the boundary line. Cameron's little handball collected by O'Connor. His handball straight to side bottom. Side to bottom goes to Ali. Elliott's got to beat three, and he couldn't. He lost a handle on the footy to Duncan. Duncan spears out the handball to De Koning. Horrible little kick by De Koning. Tried to be too cute. McCreary went in, backed out without the footy. Zach Guthrie went and got it. Banged it inside 50. Here they come again. Mark taken here by Moore. He wants a bit of a dash and cash here. Explosion. Got it here to Chris. Chris to Noble. Noble no free. Spills out wide to Isaac Smith. He runs on his left boot. Looking for something. Anyone will do. High ball. Now Murphy's real got work. Couldn't. Off hands. Hawkins. Over the top. Cameron. Intercepted by Dacos. Side bottom under real pressure. Rushes the behind. 31 Geelong. 26 Collingwood.
Run by Dacos.
Yeah. Saved the certain goal there.
What about
handball over the top?
The contest from Paddy Dangerfield to bring the ball to ground. Phenomenal running back with the flight just to make a contest.
Nick Dacos straight up the middle. He's found Darcy Moore.
Murphy as well going back with the flight. Had to just cop whatever was coming, limping around now.
Darcy Moore wide to side bottom. This has been their problem in the second term. Haven't been able to go from half back to half forward with any sort of penetration. Noble and underground ball. He got it to McCreary. McCreary sweeps a handball to Taylor Adams. Another one to Darcy Cameron. Never handball to a standing ruckman, but he was good this time. Got it back to McCreary. Inside forward 50. Hoskin Elliott dropped what he should have taken. Need to be stronger than that.
He's had a shocker.
And a ball up. 30 metres out.
Well, it was uncontested, really, if he wanted it.
Just braced for contact as he was going for the mark.
So a ball up here with 50 seconds remaining. Collingwood 50. De Goey tries to charge out with the footy, and he's caught in the tackle by Dangerfield, and we'll have another stoppage.
Triple M Reds. Collingwood turnover by foot. Only 9 in the first quarter. They've racked up 21 in this second term.
Geelong have kicked 3 in the second quarter. 4 in a row. They kicked the last of the first, and they lead it at the moment by 5 points. Ball spills out to Duncan. Duncan's kick a little short, and side bottom lacking in a bit of confidence. Punches it over the line when he probably could have marked it. And we'll have a boundary throw in 60 metres around from Collingwood's punt road goal.
Geelong lead by 5 points. Foxtel scoreboard. 34 seconds to go before half time. Boundary throw in. Side bottom picked it up, and he's got Quainer on his outside. Quainer normally a good user. That's a really good kick. And Hoskin Elliott can make up for
21 seconds
the
left.
mistake he made last time.
Well, as you heard the umpire, 21 seconds left. Big turnaround this. He's just had a mare because he could have taken an uncontested mark. 25 metres out, certain goal. This one's a little bit further out at a 45-degree angle.
6 goals won this year, set shots. Siren goes for half-time. Hoskin Elliott, hand in the air. Pies back in front. Timely goal for the Pies. Their first of the quarter. 4-8-32, Geelong 4-7-31. They kicked the first 3 of the Magpies, then the Cats got the next 4. Hoskin Elliott on the buzzer, and it's a 1-point lead to Collingwood for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Foxtel. Watch over 50 sports live and on demand for the love of sport.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
September,
It gets no better than this.
where every moment means more.
Walters will kick the first goal. Now listen to the Fremantle crowd.
Triple M footy brings you every massive moment.
Bontempelli has got 3.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tonight from 7:30 for Fremantle and the Western Bulldogs.
Bream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So, talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back with $578 million and prizes to be won. Prizes like free fuel for a year with Ampol, a $10,000 Webjet gift card and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
At some point, going through the motions just wasn't getting me up in the morning, so I went searching for something that would. Becoming a police officer wasn't something I'd planned, but facing challenges, living outside my comfort zone, and helping people are things I get to do every day. Just so happens to be my job. Make today different. Search police careers.
At Bunnings, we do a lot of things to deliver you the lowest prices, and we're committed to it. We buy our stock in bulk and pass the savings on to you. We regularly check our competitors, and whenever we find a lower price, we drop our price so we stay lowest. And we don't pretend to be the lowest at every instant on everything, so we're more than happy to offer you a price guarantee. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Bring on good vibes. Bring on long, sunny days. And bring on savings. Say hello to the Virgin Australia Bring On Summer Sale. Save up to 30% on 34 destinations in Australia or abroad. And bring on holidays. Hurry, sale ends September 5th. Book now at virginaustralia.com. Subject to availability and travel periods. Conditions apply.
Like shocks shooting through your body.
That's how some people describe their shingles pain. Shingles is caused by the reactivation of the chickenpox virus. While most people recover fully, up to 25% may experience long-term complications.
I had to cancel all my plans and struggled to work.
Up to 1 in 3 people risk developing shingles in their lifetime.
If you're 50 or over, don't let shingles affect your plans.
Talk to your doctor for more information. Individual symptoms may vary. Sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline Australia, Melbourne.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back with $578 million and prizes to be won. Prizes like free fuel for a year with Ampol, a $10,000 Webjet gift card and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So, talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
McDonald's and Bream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, half-time here at the MCG, and how spoiled are we? The third final in a row that is going to go down to the wire. We have an absolute beauty here. It's the Pies leading by 1 point after the Hoskin Elliott goal, after the half-time siren. They're 4-8-32, Geelong 4-7-31. All individual goal kickers for both teams, Jeremy Cameron, Hawkins, Rowan and Brad Close for the Cats, Lipinski, Myercheck, Dacos and Hoskin Elliott for Collingwood. Lee Montagna here with Ash Stewart, Bernie Vince. Half-time. This is the half-time break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools, 1 battery corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. Before we get to Chew, Bernie, while he gets the numbers, what did you make of the first half?
Well, the first quarter, I'll break it up into quarters. The first quarter was all Collingwood. They just brought their pressure game that they've brought all year around the footy, outstanding tackle pressure. In fact, the pressure from both teams in that first quarter was pretty good. But second quarter was all the Cats. They started to win clearance. They contested ball. 1 contested possession by 17 in that quarter. Just that quarter alone after losing that stat in the first quarter. So in a final, that's a big, big number. And they got going around the footy. Their forwards started to get going. Hawkins hit the scoreboard. Cameron was getting busy. And I just love what they brought. They just flexed their muscles a little bit after, no doubt, at quarter time, they would have gone in with a little bit of doubt going, hang on, we've won 13 games in a row. We're favourites, hot favourites to win this, go through to the prelim, have a week off, and no doubt there would have been a little bit of doubt in their minds at quarter time.
Just wondering whether the Cats weren't quite ready in the first quarter after, as you mentioned, Bernie, a bit of a soft finish to the home and away season with some easy kills, the bye. They were just a little bit slow to get going, where Collingwood have been hardened. They've had some really tough contests against the Blues and some other teams, so they got the jump. As you said, Geelong got their game going in the second quarter. Before we get to you two, the one that stood out for me, no doubt the game, it was the midfield turnovers. So in the first quarter, the Cats could only turn the ball over in the midfield 4 times. They weren't able to get their game going. In that second term, they had 22 midfield turnovers.
Yes.
So every time Collingwood tried to move from one end to the other, the Cats team defence were able to win the ball back, and that's how they were able to challenge Collingwood and go at them. But in saying that, Bernie, and we could see it clearly up here, if the Pies could get through, they look out. They've got players everywhere inside 50. The Geelong team defence, they don't really play one-on-one. They all stand around.
They're ballsy.
Tom Stewart, Mitch Duncan, they just guard grass. So Collingwood, if they can get through Geelong's team defence in this second half, we'll get some really good looks, and they'll have players inside 50. So that's going to be the battle through the midfield. But Chew, for Red Z Lending, what are the other numbers telling you about this first half?
Positives for Collingwood. They're broken even in terms of entries, 26 apiece. Over the past month, they've been averaging 12 less inside 50s than their opposition, and they've restricted to Geelong to only 4 marks inside their attacking 50. As Joe has said, they're ranked number 1, averaging 15 per game, whereas Collingwood, they've taken 8. Geelong only concede usually 9 per game inside their D50. But the loose ball gets, you spoke about that, Joe. In the first quarter, Collingwood dominated. They were 19-7. However, Geelong flipped that around, 21-11. They also ramped up the pressure of the Cats. They posted 2 goals, 2 from turnover in that second term, to the Magpies just the 2 behinds.
And their good players got going after having a bit of a quiet first quarter. Some of these guys, these numbers certainly were turned around. Guthrie had 8 that quarter, Duncan 7, Holmes had 6, and Danger got going again with 6. But it just looked like the Cats were playing the game on their terms a little bit, getting their game going, retaining the ball, finding some uncontested marks. They love the ball in their hand, the Cats. And as on the flip side, Collingwood love it dirty, love the ball on the ground. And as you mentioned, a few times they went inside. I can't help but think of 2 moments going inside 50. Brodie Myercheck, when he marks it, 35 metres out. In a final, you do the simple things well, Joey, and you do get caught up sometimes and think, oh, geez, I'm going to play on, someone screaming for it, but then that got shut down, and all of a sudden he had to snap around his corner. Another goal, a certain goal opportunity missed. And then again, Hoskin Elliott, moments later, going inside 50 again. One of those times they broke through that wall. The Geelong defenders, as you said, very ballsy, playing off their man, but when they go in, had 2 or 3 options, and Hoskin Elliott just has to take that mark. He goes back, kicks it from probably 30 out on not much of an angle either. Did make up for it a couple of minutes later, but you just can't help but think of those little moments at the end of the game. If it's a close game, which Collingwood have been in so many close games this year, you can't help but think, wow, what effect is that going to have on the final score?
And you think in that fourth quarter, if Collingwood are around, even with Geelong, you know how they're going to play. It's going to be, they're either going to live by the sword, die by the sword. Chew, Bernie mentioned some of the big ball winners in the first half. Who were some of the players for both sides that need to lift?
Yeah, for Triple M Red Z, you look at the Cats. Zach Toohey, he's only had 2 disposals.
Yeah, he's been off. Yeah,
Myers is his form's been a bit inconsistent this year. He's only had the 4 handballs. Big Tommy Hawkins doesn't need to get much of the pill, just the 4 possessions, but he has kicked a major. And the other one there is Blitzarves. He's only had the 4 touches.
And been on ball.
For the Pies? Anyone for the Pies who's not getting much of it?
Yeah, Jamie Elliott, just the 4 possessions and 1 behind. And Lipinski started to fade out. He had 6 touches, kicked a major in that first quarter, only the 1 disposal in that second term.
And Choice Hotels around the grounds. If you need a break, book, direct and save with choicehotels.com. We're going straight to Optus Stadium after this one, Chew, because a big game going on over there.
Elimination final. That's Fremantle taking on the Bulldogs, Joey. 8:10 is the starting time.
I heard Duck say today on the Saturday rub, it's wet and windy. Over in Perth.
The Dockers don't essentially like it being wet and cold and windy.
Wild, wild west it will be tonight, but we're looking forward to that one, but still got a massive second half here. Hey, you mentioned, Bernie, the Myercheck opportunity. Well, the halftime clanger, the Amy Clangers, who covers clangers on and off the field. Amy does. Here's how the boys called the Myercheck stuff up.
Johnson of Collingwood on the left boot around the corner. Got it inside to Myercheck. Myercheck's going to play on and stuff it up. He plays on from 30 out. And he's kicked it to Henry, who's touched it in the goal square. He completely stuffed it up. And a deliberate rush for Hine, but it was under pressure by Lipinski. Wow! The Pies mangled that.
They did mangle it, and then Kolajasny tried his hardest to mangle it back. You're allowed to rush the ball under pressure. Kolajasny just stood there and waited to be tackled. He was nearly pin-holding the ball on the goal line.
What was my chick doing?
Kolajasny forgot that there was a Collingwood team out there. He was just walking away with the footy. I know he had a sore knee and subbed out now, but he just forgot he was playing footy there at one stage and allowed to be tackled. Very lucky.
Yep, and he got subbed straight out after that. But we'll get to Robbo after the break because we will take a little break. 90,000 here at the MCG. They can't wait for the second half. Neither can we because it's the Pies leading the Cats by 1 point. Stick with us. Brownie and BT will be back after this for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold. Right now, Triple M rocks footy, and we're back on Monday. And at 8:30, we'll wrap up the round with Scott Pendlebury.
I was reading about the North Melbourne jumper and then I jumped online to try and buy one and they've got none in my size.
Oh.
They've already sold out in large and extra large.
You're not extra large or large.
What are you thinking?
Extra, extra large.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back with $578 million and prizes to be won. Prizes like free fuel for a year with Ampol, a $10,000 Webjet gift card and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Australia, it's time for a spring break, and Choice Hotels are bringing your next getaway one step closer with up to 10% off when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So when there's something to celebrate, book it. Or it's time to reunite, book it. Whatever the reason, get the lowest price guaranteed this spring when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it with Choice Hotels. Select travel dates in October and November only. Book by October 7, subject to availability. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for full details.
Every year, we help thousands of people like you control their gambling. So, we get that every story is different. We get there might be setbacks along the way. We get that you might need lots of support or just the odd call. To change the way you think about gambling, call someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help on 1800 858 858 or visit the Gamblers Help website.
From the minds behind Game of Thrones comes a brand new series on Binge.
Targaryens are closer to gods than to men.
Stream House of the Dragon now on Binge.
I think dads love Bunnings because there's such a big variety. It doesn't matter if they like to cook or if they like to tinker and make stuff at home, there's always something here for them. You can make it a Father's Day to remember with the lowest prices.
Orion Smart Outdoor Security Camera, only $79. Matador Flip Tip Barbecue Thermometer, just $24.95. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
A ticket to the cricket? How's that? There's nothing like a day at the cricket with Dad. For the first time ever, Australia will host 6 countries in one massive season. Treat Dad to the perfect day out this Father's Day. Search cricket tickets for more information.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back with $578 million and prizes to be won. Prizes like free fuel for a year with Ampol, a $10,000 Webjet gift card and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
James Brayshaw here. Want to win 4 tickets to the AFL Grand Final? Who doesn't? Find out how Monday morning at 9 on 105.1 Triple M.
Hey there, I'm Michaela Savage with your news briefing. Isla Tomljanovic has knocked Serena Williams out of the US Open, signalling the end of the American's career. The Aussie was gracious in her victory speech, saying there's nobody like Williams, who's been a huge inspiration to many.
I think she embodies that no dream is too big, and doesn't matter where you come from, the circumstances, you can do anything. If you believe in yourself, you love what you do, and you have an incredible support system and family around you.
On 9 there, Williams is expected to retire from tennis now, telling the crowd she doesn't think she'll change her mind about putting away the racket. To other news in WA, police are urging people to be safe on the roads as they investigate 2 fatal crashes already this weekend. One man's been killed after the car he was a passenger in left the road and hit a tree. 3 others were injured. And a 37-year-old woman has died in a separate incident after her car collided with a road train. Victoria's emergency call system will undergo some changes after a report found delays led to the deaths of at least 33 people. Esther, the state's 000 call centre, was found to be understaffed and facing an unprecedented number of calls thanks to the pandemic. People are being reminded not to dial emergency services if it's not an emergency. The Brisbane Festival opens tonight. More than 1,000 Queensland artists will feature. Tonight the sky will light up for the River Fire event. And there are concerns over the Queen's health after she pulled out of another event.
Hello again, Sebastian Cant here. I suffer from neck pain and now know why people rave about Spinal Ease pillows. Life-changing. Great Father's Day gift. Spinal EZE.
Partly cloudy and pretty wet across Melbourne. Those showers easing off overnight, but the clouds sticking around tomorrow, heading for tops of 14 to end your weekend. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Download now to listen live or on demand.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Half-time at the MCG, Collingwood by just 1 point over the Cats, 32-31. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football. This half-time break for Bosch Power Tools, Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools, 1 battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Yes, it indeed.
Just getting the last of that sandwich down there, Joey. So Collingwood back out, Cats are back out, and we've got a cracking second half of football to come. I wonder psychologically that very late goal after the half-time siren, what that has done for the Cats. They did such a great job kicking 3 successive goals, 4 in a row, to claw their way back in, and then mentally they're still not in front at half-time. I mean, I know it's only a point that means nothing in the big scheme of things.
Yeah, I think Chris Scott would be reinforcing that the way they played in that second quarter was what they need to do. So as we said, they cranked it up around the contest, started winning the loose balls, winning the contested possessions, allowing them to play it in their front half, and then if they didn't win it, their turnover game was excellent through the middle of the ground. So as we said at half-time, the first break, that for me is the game watching it. If Geelong turn the ball over in the middle of the ground, they're going back at Collingwood. But if the Pies get through, they look threatening inside 50. They've got players out everywhere. They haven't been able to maximise their opportunities yet. They had some good looks and couldn't capitalise. But they've got to keep taking risks, Collingwood, and challenge Geelong defensively.
So, Bernie, you've had a look at Collingwood's best. You've had a look at Geelong's best. What do you see now?
Well, I see Geelong's best as being better than Collingwood. But if they bring that pressure again, like they did in that first quarter, and their contest around the footy, it takes all Geelong's strengths away from them because they love time and space, love the ball in their hands. So I would just be, if I'm Craig McRae, right there at halftime, just look, let's just get back to that pressure game. Let's get back to the contest like that first quarter, and we'll get right back in this game because that manic football, if you want to call it, the contest footy, they're very, very good when it's that style.
I think what we've seen in this first half, Collingwood's best is actually not that far off Geelong's best. It's not as far off as we probably thought coming into this game. So if the Pies can bring it, absolutely, they're in this game up to their eyeballs.
Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores nationwide, expert trade teams and exclusive trade services, huge range of lights, fans and electrical accessories, making every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. We're just about ready to go here in the third quarter, both teams in the huddle. And Robbo, I don't know whether you can hear us down there as I go down to you for Bob Jane Team Arts. Bob Jane Team Arts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back on tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online, bobjane.com.au, Robbo.
Yeah, got your BT, and just watching Dangerfield and Selwood come to the bench for the third time. Can't work that out, but anyway, that's Chris Scott for you. Colin Jasny, as we know, has been subbed out with that knee. He was no good, and he had to come off, especially playing on the little blokes. The other one is DeGoey, had a cracking first quarter, hardly touched in the second with that shoulder. And the doctor went out a couple of times to Jeremy Cameron just to check in, hamstring. Okay. Just keep your eye on that as well.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed, Ash.
When Collingwood have led at half-time this year, they've won 11, lost 0.
Jeez. Gee, Chew's nearly calling it.
Calling it Ash.
Ash with the big Red Z lender. as we get underway for the second half. Collingwood up against the Cats. Collingwood lead by a point. They go forward. Bouncing ball. McCreary couldn't take it. Stewart's been resolute again. Guthrie at centre half back chips the ball to Blixarves. Blixarves has got Stanley. Breaky towards half forward. Goes to the left foot now. Stanley. Darcy Cameron lopes after it. Brings it to ground. Side bottom. Handballs to DeGoey. DeGoey right foot inside forward 50. He's got Elliott. Too easy for the Pies, and a brilliant kick by DeGoey.
Stanley had to do more in the air then. Had the sit on Cameron coming back with the flight. Just had to make body contact with him, protect the drop zone of the ball. Even if he let it bounce and run back onto it, he had the sit, had to do more than that. Allowed Cameron just to get his hand in, and then side bottom just too clean when the ball hits the deck. And great kick inside 50 from DeGoey.
It's been quiet, Elliott. They kicked the last goal of the second term. This for the first of the third. City and Elliott. Kick on the way. He's hooked it. Can he bring it back? He can't. 3 for 1 behind. They've missed some easy chances. The Pies 4 goals 9. Plays 4 goals 7. 2-point lead. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Pies in front.
11 degrees here at the MCG. It is freezing. Feels like 7.
What's the feels like, Brian?
That's the little buffer breeze coming in from the south.
How do they work that out?
I don't know. I think Lavinia or James stand out there and they have a shiver off.
That's cold.
And you can tell here's Stewart in the back half for the Cats. Goes down the line. Trying to get there. Stanley didn't compete in the end. Nifty little kick out to Stengel. Stengel runs from the wing to half forward with 1 bounce. Now the kick inside 50. Hawkins over the top maul with a thunderous spoil to the boundary line. Pulverised Hawkins and the footy. Boundary throw in deep for the Cats.
Brilliant from Darcy Moore.
Good.
He just rolled off his opponent. He knew the kick was going to go to Hawkins and he got there late. Terrific contest. Just one little change. Geelong, Mitch Duncan's been thrown from half back to half forward this quarter.
Boundary throw in. That man Hawkins very good in this area. Handball backwards. Nick Dacos pushes it out in front of him. Him and Tui out there. Handball. Dacos and the ball ends up out of bounds. The boundary throw in. It's as good as it gets down back for Darcy Moore, that one.
Yeah. Just read the play beautifully, left his man at the right time. Would have been a certain mark to Hawkins, certain shot on goal.
That's how you train it all pre-season.
Boundary throw in here. Half forward for the Cats. Stanley won the front position, knocked down Cam Guthrie. Deliberate handball along the ground. Noble lined it up, got driven forward by Close, no tackle. We'll do it again. Little one out the back to Blixarves. Blixarves handball over the top to Cam Guthrie. Near the boundary line, Dacos, Josh forced him to kick it. Gobbled up by Chris, gave it to Nick. Tried to sell foot Candy, caught by Atkins, gave the handball to Close. Close a centering ball. Here come the Cats. All the Pies went up. All the Cats stayed down. Rowan's caught with the footy. Illegal disposal. And a free kick will go McCreary's way at full back.
Side bottom was down behind play. As soon as he realised the Pies had the free kick, he was up and off. And Johnson takes a strong mark in front of Stewart at half back. Side bottom kept running. So Johnson at half back. He's got Noble to his right. He'll use him. Short ball. Noble marks. It would have only gone at least 8 metres. So Noble has a look at Jeremy Howe back in the defensive 50 and elects not to go there. But goes with the attacking kick towards the point of the square. Darcy Cameron couldn't mark it. Out the back was Henry. Henry shovels a handball into the middle of the MCG and Duncan. Unfortunate. Cameron couldn't take it. Dacos with it. That's Josh. Gives it back to Pendlebury. Josh Dacos again. 55 out and closing. Looking for Myercheck. Can't mark it. Into the pocket. Elliott with it. And he can't control it. The ball goes out of bounds.
Great forward handball there from Pendlebury. Could have gone lateral or backwards, but decided to chop him up through the front of that contest. Well done. Great decision.
Crowd on the edge of their seats. 2-point advantage, Collingwood. Early stages, third quarter. Darkness setting here in Melbourne. Boundary throw in, Cameron and Stanley, no winner. Out the back, Atkins onto Tui. Tui tumble mongrel around the corner, gobbled up here by Maynard. Got the little handball off to Josh Dacos. He step-toed it inside 50 with a little clouter into the pocket and over the line and out of bounds it goes. Good win there for the Pies. They lock it in close to their goal. Stoppage. Third quarter tense. Boundary umpire ready to whip it back into play. Cameron and Stanley battle it. No ruckman makes contact with the footy. Now Stanley, a little knockdown to Ginnivan. The dangerous Ginnivan thought about left foot. Went the little poker into the quarter, cut off and worked the angles nicely by Buse. And Guthrie ran out of room, forced out by Dacos, boundary throw in.
Had to give that Ginnivan. First give, just feed it back to your teammate. Don't double guess or double think. He just got to give it.
Boundary throw in, 55 around from the Pies goal. Pendlebury was stripped of it. Crisp, he wasn't. 55, Crisp, tumbler, straight back. It was touched off the boot, but De Koning marked it and the umpire paid it. De Koning, lateral ball, looking for O'Connor. Makes him work for it. O'Connor in the pocket. The bounce eluded him. Myercheck opportunity. Check side by Myercheck. He had 18 players with their hand up for the footy. And he went the hero shot. A couple of times today, he's left his brain behind Myercheck. 3 for 1 behind.
Might have been that interview we did earlier. We put him to sleep.
That psyched him out our interview.
Gave us an insight.
He hasn't been the same.
The Port Melbourne questions thrown him.
Talk about that interview. Didn't give much at all, Brody Myercheck.
Watches TV shows and has a sleep.
Tui goes out wide, high ball. Stanley rose up, tried to knock the footy down. Now an opportunity here for the Pies. De Goey lurking. Stengel, foot candy, magnificent. Neat little ball out wide. Picked up here by Dacos on the boundary line. He shows the footy out wide. This is Josh Dacos around the corner. High footy. Up they go. Johnson in front. De Goey's there. Atkins there as well. De Goey has a crack. Little one from De Koning. Smothered. Still going. Ball up here now for the Pies. Inside their forward line. Bernie.
Hello.
BT.
BT currently filming himself.
No, I'm filming the team.
That was mainly you in the screen.
I think there's a paid gig in there somewhere.
Oh, there's something going on here. There
Ball
always
up.
is.
McCreary, Darcy Cameron, it's a high up and under. Johnson goes back with the flight. Lipinski was there, the Cats with superior numbers. Isaac Smith with superior pace. Runs away from side bottom. Wants to step inside. He's corralled. They go back. O'Connor, the sub. He's under pressure again. Left foot, not a good kick. Side bottom marks it. Noble keeps running. Noble's got Ginnivan on. Missed him. Goes to Elliott. 2 on 1 though. The Cats get back with numbers and get it through comfortably. 35 plays 31.
Had to kick that short to Ginnivan. Had to just pull it inside. Noble decided to go long. That's what the Cats want you to do, going inside 50, that high long ball.
Elliott wanted it lowered in the pocket, dropped in front. He got it kicked on his head.
Controlling this quarter, man. The Pies were to the inside 50s and time in half this start of the third term as we got a blood rule.
Yeah, 71% to Collingwood time in the front half. Inside 50s, Joey. Also in favour of the Magpies, 6-2. And it's the intercepts. They've taken 5 already, opposed to 14 in the first half.
Robbo, Bob Jones, teammates.
It's Tom Hawkins, and he's got blood on his arm, but I don't think it's his.
It's supposed to be flowing,
Yeah,
Robbo.
no, there is a little bit of blood. It is flowing because of his sweat, but, gee, it's not much, BT.
Boy.
BT, that wasn't a live Snapchat or anything you're on, was it?
No, that was just
socials.
Something that you
for your
don't
followers?
get the opportunity to do.
TikTok.
Perhaps it didn't work out so well for me. But we'll see what happens. 50-metre penalty here for the Cats.
A little OnlyFans style.
And, it was rather unusual, I'm going to say, when you film yourself in the box, but just thought it would be creative and
we all stopped.
Have quickly learnt the lesson that the boys freeze. So now Cameron's got a shot from 50 metres out directly in front. This to put the pussies in front. From right on the line, very close to the man on the mark, sent it out left.
Too close to the man on the mark.
Line of the score, 32 plays 35 in favour of the Magpies.
Yeah, he took that mark from the kick in straight down the guts, and then the player moved on the mark when the umpire called stand. That's why the 50-metre penalty took him within range.
Darcy Moore to do the kicking in. Attacking kick, big kick into the middle of the ground. He finds Maynard, who slides one wide, and Josh Dacos. Josh Dacos has got a lead up from McCreary. Drops the footy on centre wing. Got enough time to go back and feed it to Josh Dacos. The 1-2, Scotty Westall. Got it back to McCreary. Long ball to half forward. Elliott outnumbered and out-timbered out there. And the ball punched out of bounds with a boundary thrown at half forward. 35 plays 32. Collingwood in front by 3 points. We played 9.5 minutes in this third term. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Scotty West, the best give-and-go player you've seen, Brownie?
He's the best and the second best.
Doubles it up.
And daylight.
Knocked down here by Stanley. Blitz arms giving chase. Went and got it to Goey. Holmes got him in the tackle, but he couldn't get rid of it, and will ball it up once again.
You could be in 30 metres of space and Scotty West could give you a handball and you'd be under pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Up and
loop
under
it up
handball,
in the air.
you give it back.
Yeah, man, good at that. Now an opportunity. A bit of a stalemate in this game at the moment. To Goey with a half a party trick to Pendlebury. Pendlebury a deliberate along the ground handball to McCreary. Got really clean hands. Got rid of Duncan. McCreary back inside with an inching ball to Johnson. Johnson's mark 35 metres out. Pat 40 directly in front.
Great call, BT. Smart again from Pendlebury. How many times have we said that over his career? Just a nice little underground handball to McQuarrie, which enabled him to run onto it, took the Geelong defenders out of it, and a nice little finish inside. Big kick this.
He's a straight kicker, Johnson. Hasn't got one today. He's kicking this from directly in front. Man on the mark stands at 35. Perhaps 40 if you like. Johnson steps to the plate. Nice drop punt. Looks good. Fans like it. Collingwood get the first in the second half. 5:11:41. Geelong 4:8:32 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And it was a real stalemate up until that point. You're right, BT. Just the 6 inside 50s to 3. A lot of the game so far in this third quarter played between the arcs, but that occasion when Collingwood got through, again, 3 Collingwood players inside 50. We've seen it the whole game. They've been able to utilise it a little bit. That's 10 marks already inside 50 for Collingwood. But they could have had 12, 13, 14, 15. The amount of players they've had free, the way the Cats are just zoning off, guarding grass. So if Collingwood can keep getting supply and keep looking off the line. So it was Tom Stewart on that occasion who had no opponent. He's just tracking the ball. O'Connor tracks the ball. So McCreary looks off the line. And that's why Ash Johnson was all on his own 40 metres out.
And those inside 50s, 7-3 Collingwood's way. Josh Dacos getting busy, 6 touches, 19 for the game.
Nice entry by McCreary, or as Bernie called him, McQueewee. Out of the middle goes Dangerfield, but he's going backwards at the moment. Handball to Selwood. Selwood chips the ball out in front of Myers. He's got some space. Myers. He's 80 metres out. He closes to 50. Inside forward 50 looking for Rowan. Can't mark it. Fisted away. Pies at ground level. And they pick the footy up. It's a dangerous ball at the moment. Out towards Gary Rowan. Handball off to Duncan. Duncan on the left missed.
Maynard got him.
Should have been able to kick that one. 33 plays 41. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Collingwood in front.
Just desperate again. Collingwood another. Just got a little hand in there. Maynard looks like he's cut his eye open too. He'll come off for the blood rule, but just desperation again from Collingwood. How many goals have they saved today? Just by diving or throwing an arm in there. Again, putting the kicker in Duncan off to make him miss it.
Harvey Norman screen. Bonus $200 gift card on selected laundry packs now at Harvey Norman. Maynard, Robbo, has got quite a split on that right eye, and that's going to need a few staples.
All Australian, yeah, he doesn't care because he's getting a standing ovation. He's such a cult figure. The other thing, too, is they've looked at a video, BT, Tom Stewart, doctor out to him. Heavy tackle in that back pocket there, so stand by with that.
So Noble plays on from fullback, elects the north side. Cox up, couldn't mark. Cameron claimed it and then trying to get rid of the handball. Stolen away by Stewart. Sends it back. Forward bound here for the Cats. They fly. Big mark taken there by Moore, who has been superb in the back end for the Pies.
Feeds the handball off to Nick Dacos. This entry or this exit needs to be good. Opportunity though for O'Connor. Ran hard. Got it to Isaac Smith. Had a fumble. That was all it took for Dacos to wrap him up and we'll have a ball up.
That was Darcy Moore's 6th intercept mark. He's been outstanding.
6, that's a lot.
6.
What's the record, Ash? 9?
10.
10.
In a final. 9.
Zach Tui pumps it back inside forward 50. Close, couldn't mark it. At ground level was Pendlebury. Kevin Bartlett style handball to himself, but this one was in the back pocket. That's the confidence of the man. High ball outside, defensive 50. Only as far as Jeremy Cameron.
Probably panicked a little, could have gone out the other way. Cameron slides it back in with a magnificent low tracker. And Duncan has marked 30 out directly in front.
Beautiful
what
kick.
A ball.
Yeah, beautiful kick from Jeremy Cameron. When he wheels, he's like Buddy Franklin. When he's outside 50 and wheels on that left, he's such a precise kick. We mentioned Mitch Duncan moving forward this quarter. He's already had a shot at goal just a few minutes ago. That was a low, flat bullet. Set shot shouldn't be a problem for Mitch Duncan.
Joey, of course, mentioned Mitch and just giving himself a little...
little compliment.
Pat on the backside.
I picked this.
There is Duncan now as a result of that. 30 metres out directly in front. Got it. Geelong are back sniffing around the edges. 39-41. Collingwood by 2 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Duncan gets his first.
Just letting those know that might have jumped in the car late, Bernie, that Mitch Duncan's playing forward this quarter. He's played most of the year at half-back, move forward, and that's what they wanted him to do, hit the scoreboard. Jeremy Cameron, his 8th score involvement already in this contest. Much needed goal for the Cats. Just keeps them within touch, even though the Pies have been dominating the quarter.
Just struggling to exit D50. The last three inside 50s, weren't they? The Pies just kept bombing it out to that far wing, and Geelong just turning it over and kicking it straight back in. Eventually the dam wall was going to break. A nice kick, as you said, from Cameron.
Supporting tradies, over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design service and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier, and that Beacon Trade scoreboard sees the Pies lead by 2 points. 15 and a half gone, third term, bounce in the middle. 50-50 footy. Dacos socking it off the ground. Race on the outer side. Josh Dacos. And his opposition, number 7, Isaac Smith. Both with some pace, both with some wheels. Sock it down towards half forward, and Zach Tui lumbers after it. He got it to Selwood. Selwood stripped of the footy. DeGoey, right foot back inside forward 50, ill-directed. Dropped down there by Zach Guthrie. Gives them an opportunity. They're going to get a free kick. Lucky one.
Arm chop.
And Zach Guthrie, 20 metres out from the goal, is defending.
Just takes it out to the south side. Got plenty of action out there for the Cats. Selwood marks, gives it to Henry. Henry with a handball back to the running Selwood. Neat little tiny kick, finds Isaac Smith. His left foot slider into Cam Guthrie. Takes the mark inside the centre square. Just forward of the circle. Looking for the run outside in brother. Zach slides a high ball forward. Bound Rowan! Uncontested in the end, really. And Rowan will line up 30 metres out on a very, very slight angle to put Geelong in front.
The Pies defenders aren't happy here. They're saying that Darcy Moore was blocked in the contest. No, that's just a contest for me. Seeing on the Harvey Norman replay, turned straight around to the umpire, Darcy Moore, saying he was blocked out of it by Tom Hawkins, but really smart from Tom Hawkins. Just took his run away, and he was in the contest enough that wasn't a free kick.
Very clever from Hawkins. Has now Rowan for his second goal. 30 out, he's a dead eye, and he's got it, and Geelong are back in front. 6-9-45, Collingwood 5-11-41. Beacon Trade scoreboard, he's got a couple.
Well, the important thing about that for Geelong was that that's only the third time out of 32 change from their defensive 50 they've been able to go inside 50, and the reason for that is the pressure is starting to drop off, Bernie. You look at the numbers now, down to 180 BT, that's about league average. But what it means, Bernie, is now Geelong are able to get their ball movement going, a bit of their flow. Early in the first half, they couldn't do it because of Collingwood's pressure. Now, as the intensity just drops away ever so slightly, the Cats have been able to transition from one end of the ground to the other.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The block from Hawkins just kept his eyes on it the whole time. Bonus $200 gift card on selected laundry packs now at Harvey Norman. Bounce in the middle. Cats back in front. How many lead changes, Ash?
That's 6 lead changes.
Picking the footy up was Atkins, and he get a free kick in the middle. Clumsy by Cox. So Atkins just the back of the circle. No one on the mark. Called to play on. Goes long. Cameron over the back. Jeremy Howe couldn't mark it. Was a big fly. Duncan. It's been good forward so far. Hawkins shoves it on. Side bottom under pressure. Not a good clearing kick. Only Cats there. Fisted away though by the Pies. Hoskin Elliott, which is Joey's man. Got it out of bounds.
A great effort, Hoskin Elliott.
Really well done.
He was 1v3 in the air there. That's where they've struggled to exit their D50 again. 1v3, a skied pressure kick.
What are Hoskin Elliott's numbers, Stu?
Yeah, 8 disposals, 1 goal, 1.
Geelong by 4 points. Boundary throw in. Dacos kicks it out very wide. Zach Guthrie got it to Stanley. Stanley took him on. Caught with the footy. Very, very lucky. In fact, he has given away the free. It'll be a Myercheck ball here at half back. Brody Myercheck.
What does he average, Ash?
Hoskin Elliott, Triple M Red said, he averages 13.
Hasn't been great today, but that was good. Now the ball goes towards the centre square in the middle. Cox brings it to the ground. O'Connor, the sub, neat little ball to Dangerfield. Oh, a fumbly handball. He was going to give it to Stengel and he wanted to go himself. In the end, he was caught in 2 minds, so he goes back, mops up, got it to Cam Guthrie, out to Zach Guthrie. Zach Guthrie with a little poker ball on the boundary line. Found Duncan. Duncan over the top with another one to Isaac Smith. Runs onto the left boot. Punt road end. Long ball. Holmes and side bottom. Side bottom got there to affect the spoil without giving away the free. Then he legged him. I reckon he was legged. Handball to close. Close snap post. 46 plays 41 in favour of the Cats.
So good by Holmes.
How did he miss from the goal square? He doesn't miss close.
I'll tell you what, though, Mitch Duncan was on his own for about 30 seconds there. Pies have got to be careful of him. He's having a real influence, but they should have got the goal there, the Cats.
Very smart player, Mitch Duncan. Finds space where there is no space, and Maynard's a man with the footy.
He's gone to half forward too, if you know, boys.
The ball got out the back to McCreary. It was a drop by the Cats. He's got some wheels, McCreary. That's 2 bounces. Now the right foot on the outside, looking for Elliott. Can't get it to. He played it well. He dropped the footy, though. He really dropped the footy. He should be holding the ball. The umpire isn't going to pay it. Have a ball up on the 50.
Umpire Brett Rosary, one of our most experienced, right on the spot there. Cox with a big thump to the pocket. To go, he's running wide. Decided not to sock it. Would have been penalised because Dangerfield had his hands on the footy. Now a ball up. Collingwood's end. It's a 2-goal to 1/3 quarter in favour of the Cats. Narrow lead. Crisp little kick inside out slider. Elliott near the pocket. Pushed over the boundary line by Tui, and we'll have a throw in 20 metres around from Collingwood City end goal. They trail by 5 points, the Pies.
I feel like they need a goal badly here, Joey.
Yeah, they need one just for their own confidence, just to hang in there. Cats have had the dominant this quarter.
Cox slays it down to Goey, flicks it out the back to Crisp. Crisp dances, left foot, hooks it back, all the way! All the way goes Crisp. Good set up by Cox to Goey. And the snap was true. 47 plays, 46. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Pies back in front.
There you are, and they delivered, Brownie, right on cue. Important goal for them.
Such a good goal. He sold him to the right, knowing that he's a left footer. They should have stayed there. So you see on the Harvey Norman replay, sold him all right. All Geelong defenders went to his right boot. He just went to his left, snapped it around whilst being tackled. Great finish.
Great call, Bernie. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. He knew exactly that he was going to get back on his left. But he sold the candy first by stepping and feigning that he was going to go on the right.
Look at all 3 defenders.
Got them all. Got them all.
And got good purchase on the snap because he was getting dragged down as he kicked it too. That's an underrated finish there from Chris.
Wow, what a weekend of finals footy we're having. 2 goals apiece in the third, nothing in it. Collingwood by a point. Spectacular scenes here at the MCG. Big crowd, free kick in the middle. I think the 6-6-6 rule again. They had the warning. Cameron, not sure you can give a free kick for it, so maybe it was something else. Cameron low ball McCreary, dropped the chesty. Taylor Adams tries to fend off the tackle. Got it back to McCreary. He took him on, that's holding the ball. Geelong's free at centre-half back. Collingwood can't afford to let him play on. O'Connor's got the ball centre-half back for the Cats.
Huge 5 minutes coming up. O'Connor straight up the middle of the MCG looking for Stanley. Fisted away by the Pies. Jeremy Howe couldn't take it. He's going to get a free kick though. He was held without the footy. Collingwood fans feeling hard done by. The Bronx cheers. Now they want 50. G Noble's got some space wide, but he elects not to go there because Hoskin Elliott and De Goey. De Goey takes the chest mark. He's got Hoskin Elliott riding shotgun, but he goes inside forward 50. McCreary over the back. O'Connor needs to be clean, which he is. Handball out to Stewart. Another one to Zach Guthrie. Banana from the boundary back into play. Dangerfield couldn't mark it. Holmes' hands were slick. So too was Nick Dacos. He was awake to it. Got the ball up. Handball. Quainer. Another one. Hoskin Elliott forward of the play. Right foot into the pocket and Johnson.
Great kick.
Into the pocket is Johnson. Take his very best from here, but he's an elite finisher.
I'll tell you what he did do though. He turned his back on a couple of Collingwood players inside 50. He had to go in Lipinski just screaming for it. You've only got a 3 or 4 second window of opportunity to kick it in there before a Geelong defender sees it. That was on. Should have kicked it inside.
Shaping up to go left to right. He's got the ball slightly tilted in his hands outward. And that's the banana. Ash Johnson. That's why I didn't look at anybody. That's why I didn't look at anybody. Because he can do that. He's kicked 2. And the Pies lead by 7.
That had that spin on it where
everything.
It curves to the right, but then when it's in flight a long time, it starts to come back the other way.
It did. And you know what? Why he turned his back? He kicked the exact same check side against Carlton.
He did.
And then he did the exact same celebration. He turned to the Cone supporters. He put his hands to his ears like Hulk Hogan used to do.
Bit louder, please.
Bit louder. And he absolutely embraced it and lapped it up. And now a handy 7-point lead late in this third term.
Yeah, Good's footy.
I must apologise. I don't even know why they were leading. It's just silly.
Robbo Bob Jane teammates.
I tell you, he loved it. Fly McRae down here. He couldn't believe it. He's fist pumping everyone. He just enjoyed that. I thought Johnson was going to jump the fence and just sit down with the crowd.
And do what, Robbo?
Applaud himself.
So Collingwood lead 53-46. Last 4.5 minutes of the third quarter. Ash, how many lead changes have we had in the 3 finals games so far? I don't know whether there's a column for it.
This is unheard of. 34 lead changes, BT.
Incredible finals footy action continues today. Hawkins and Cameron got it near them. Maynard soccer out of bounds on the fall. Look at them run after the ball between Rowan and Cameron. And the left footer wins. And then Cameron realises, I'm a left footer here, I should have left it for Rowan.
He shouldn't have sprinted over Cameron. He just wanted the ball because it's a shot on goal. But yeah, you're right, BT.
Wrong side for the left footer.
Jeez, you don't want to be up against the fence either. Look at the Pies supporters.
I don't think he realised. I think he knew what he was doing. He wanted this shot.
He's starting right in the drip tray is Cameron.
He's got a flag in his
Pies supporters are almost touching him. Cameron from the boundary line. Look at the kick. Incredible. He goes back to the ground and he says, you cock that, you assholes. And they are within a point, the Cats, on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Oh, you got to love that, don't you, in our game? We had Ash Johnson do it up one end. Straight away, about a minute and a half later, Jeremy Cameron does it after copping a lot on the boundary line. But that is a big-time finish in this game. Another lead change for the weekend. Look at him giving it to him on the boundary. You got to love it.
And I'll tell you what, little Red Z Lender, that's his 527th goal, BT. Does that ring a bell? 527?
Not really.
That's as many goals as you kicked in your career. You knew exactly. Have you kicked a goal as good as that from the boundary, BT?
He knows.
Many.
On your left?
No.
So 3 goals apiece in the third term, and the Pies led by a point. McDonald's rim at water, Triple M rocks footy. Selwood bustles one out of the middle inside forward 50. Darcy Moore got his hand to it. Backing back into trouble was Jeremy Howe. We'll have a ball up 40 metres out from the Pies from the Cats' goal. Umpire quickly gets in there. He doesn't want too many players mulling around this. Trying to kick it out of mid-air. We're both ruckman, nobody. Got a clean go on it. Side bottom. Taps it to his own advantage. Did well against Duncan. Had to keep rolling it. He wants the boundary line side bottom and he gets it.
Boundary throw in 60 metres around from Geelong's goal. They trail by 1 point, the Cats.
Darcy.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks unbelievable finals football. Another cracker today. Cameron doing the ruck work. Stanley there. Did it to himself. Then the kick around the corner inside 50. High ball. Hawkins punches it away from Moore. And it goes over the line and out of bounds. We'll throw it in. It's deep in Geelong's attack zone. They trail by a point. It's 3 goals apiece here in the third.
Tom Hawkins.
So Hawkins to do the ruck work. Flipped out the back. Jeremy Howe fell over, but a lot of time and space to give it to Pendlebury. He's always got that space. Pendlebury cleared the area. Ginnivan being very quiet. Myercheck races after it, the sleepy one. They get it back towards Ginnivan. Laid the tackle. Lipinski's there too, and the ball out of bounds as the umpire saying for sufficient attempt. He doesn't.
That has to be holding the ball.
Should have been.
Against Stanley. He tried to take the tackler on. It was a perfect tackle. As we see here, Harvey Norman tried to fend him off.
The umpire says the ball slipped out. Harvey Norman replay. Slipped out in the tackle, so correct call. Cats are trying to get an extra player, just trying to get a +1 late in this term, but Collingwood have gone and manned them up. They don't want to give Geelong the +1.
Side bottom out the back door from the stoppage. Handball missed. Pendlebury had to go back and find it. Couldn't discover it on this occasion. Blitzarv's now tackled, 1 from each side, and he's pinned. Ball up 75, 80 metres from Geelong's punt road goal. They trail by 1 point. We're 29 3/4 minutes into the third quarter. Side bottom sneaky little kick to the wing right on the logo, picked up and read by Stewart. Fell over, but not before he got the handball to Cam Guthrie. He was tackled, turned it over, gave it straight to Lipinski. Lipinski inside 50 to Elliott. Elliott's marked on the lead, 40 out. Slight angle, 2.5 minutes in the third remaining. And Jamie Elliott has an opportunity. Long ball required though.
And again, another shot on goal created just by tackle pressure around the footy, forcing extra gives that Geelong don't want to have to give, and eventuating in another turnover inside 50 mark.
Will kick it from 50, Elliott. 45-degree angle. City end, south side. It's online. It's all about the distance. It's there. Collingwood have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. And they lead 8-11-59 to Geelong 7-10-52.
They got very close to the man on the mark with that set shot. I thought, oh no, he's got too close. He sort of got under it. Looked like he tugged it a bit to the left, but it just faded late. And the Collingwood fans are up and about. But again, as I mentioned, that pressure around the footy, Collingwood, that's the way they want to play. As we see on the Harvey Norman, just a nice tackle there from Ginnivan. Lipinski was the player that, and I love how when he turned it over or got the footy, he didn't muck around with it, giving extra handballs. He knew he was out. There was players calling for it, but he just went bang straight inside 50, and Elliott was out.
Yeah, great tackle pressure. We know Elliott's playing as the deepest forward. That's his 4th mark inside 50. Collingwood have already taken 12 in this game, so they've been able to challenge Geelong defensively.
Just low numbers for the Cats in this quarter. Smith only 4, Dangerfield 3, Holmes just the 2.
Elimination final follows straight after this. 3 up against the Bulldogs. Lockie Reid, Jack Everett, Andrew Embley and Xavier Ellis over there in Perth. For McDonald's, Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Ball towards half forward where Gary Rowan is. Been good today, Gary Rowan. Maynard's handball's elite, got it to Pendlebury. He just swept it to nobody in particular. He looked for space. He hoped for the best, but only Cats were there. Guthrie turned around a 180 and pumped it back inside forward 50. Quainer couldn't control it. Ball got out the back. Darcy Moore fisted towards Noble. Noble out of bounds on the full. It's the second time they've put it out of bounds on the full. And the Cats will get the free kick.
So it'll be a Zach Guthrie ball. 70 metres from Geelong's goal. Ticking down to 1:14 left in this quarter. Guthrie just pops it to the hot spot. Stanley's there, Cameron's there. They're all there, the big boys. No one could get airborne. Little kick comes from Hoskin Elliott along the ground. Blitzarv's got it, gave the handball to Selwood. His kick was smothered by 3 Collingwood players. One of those was McCreary. One was Lipinski. And I think one might have been Elliott as well.
Crank their pressure up the last 10 minutes, Collingwood. They were just slowing down. They were plateauing in this third term, but the last 10 minutes, they've got it right back up.
Umpire waiting for Cameron to come in. I don't know why he did that. Ball spills to Lipinski, out towards Cox and Henry. Henry a fumble. Oh, nice little soccer ball from the former soccer player in Cox. Gave the handball, Elliott inside to McCreary. McCreary, not a great ball to Lipinski. Lipinski's got to go. Spun out of the tackle. Hughes kept his eye on it. Now Zach Guthrie. In fact, it was Cam. To the boundary and over the line out of bounds. Neutral territory on the wing. 30 seconds left in the third.
The Harvey Norman replay, bonus to a $1 card on selected laundry packs now at Harvey Norman. Was nice by Cox.
He knows it. What card was that?
It was the $200 gift card. So Quainer to Pendlebury, middle of the MCG. Last roll of the dice for the Pies in the third term. Side bottom, low ball. Good ball. Fisted away. Cats an opportunity. Close couldn't take it. Centre half forward. Quainer went through. Went with the one hand. Tui picks it up nicely. Went back into trouble. Gave it to Stewart. Standing start. Cleared it. Bouncing ball. Noble tracks it. And what a big final quarter we got at the MCG coming up. The Pies lead by 7 points. 8-11-59. The Cats are 7-10-52. We've got BT, we've got Joey, we've got Ash, we've also got Bernie Vince to take you through everything that happened in that third quarter for Ream and McDonald's. Triple M, Rocks Finals footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
catch a big feed this game day with the Quarter Pounder range, only at Macca's.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
I remember actually being at Nan's once and ringing Arthur Beetson from the Parramatta Eels. And it was a recorded message. You just rang this number and it was like the Parramatta Football Club, and Arthur told you that he loved meat pies and playing footy. It was like, I just spoke to Arthur Beetson.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Spend $30 or more on fragrances at chemistwarehouse.com.au to get free fast delivery within 3 hours. T's and C's apply.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So, talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
At Liquorland, we've got Father's Day landed with the perfect gift for Dad. How about a bottle of St. Hugo Shiraz for just $36? No matter his drink, we'll help you be Dad's new fave this Father's Day at Liquorland. T's and C's apply. Details online.
At Bunnings, we do a lot of things to deliver you the lowest prices, and we're committed to it. We buy our stock in bulk and pass the savings on to you. We regularly check our competitors, and whenever we find a lower price, we drop our price so we stay lowest. And we don't pretend to be the lowest at every instant on everything. So we're more than happy to offer you a price guarantee. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
We're here to help you get your woolies worth, so we've dropped the price on over 400 products for spring. Like Captain's Table Water Crackers 125 grams, dropped to just $1.50 each. It's just another way to get your woolies worth. While stocks last, products and prices may not be available in all stores or online.
Hey, it's Daisy Thomas. Are you ready to get that winning feeling? The Monopoly game is back at Macca's and there's thousands of prizes to be won. In fact, there's over $578 million worth of prizes to be won, and you've got a 1 in 4 chance to win. Prizes include a VW Polo GTI, free Macca's for a year, a $1,000 Choice Hotels gift card, or a $1,500 Webjet gift card, and so much more. The Monopoly game is back at Macca's. Peel and scan to win today. T's and C's apply.
The new Google Pixel 6a keeps you safe with improved security and adaptive learning powered by Google Tensor. Google Pixel 6a. Smart, powerful and secure for $749 at the Google Store. Also available at Telstra, JB Hi-Fi and Officeworks.
Tradies. Beacon Trade's got your back. With free lighting design services and dedicated trade teams for expert advice on products, specs, mechs and installs. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
It might sound like our bathroom is quickly becoming a water hazard, but in my mind, I'm on the green in paradise, patting for the win.
Rather be on holiday? Get there with Jetstar's spring sale. There's heaps of great fares like Melbourne Tullamarine to Newcastle from $59 or Bangkok from $185. Ends midnight Eastern Standard Time, 4th September unless sold out prior. Excludes checked baggage, selected travel dates and conditions apply. Jetstar. All day, every day low fares.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So, talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Welcome back to Triple M football for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. And at 3/4 time, we've got a tight one. Collingwood lead 8-11-59 to Geelong 7-10-52. Ash with the Reds headlanders.
Highest past 7 wins have been by an average winning margin of only 5 points. Penderbury leading ball winner with 24.
Robbo, Bob, Jane, Tim Arts.
Just watching Tom Hawkins, BT. They took him into the rooms down in the forward pocket there. He's just run out with the doctor and the medical kit. So I would say he's probably had some lower leg attention, but he's been in the rooms for a long time, Hawkins.
Nice work, Robbo. Seabass Super special comments. Seabass Super making hard work pay off. Let's go to Bernie Vince.
It's all about Collingwood's pressure. We saw when that dropped off a little bit for that period, and Joey, you pointed it out, Geelong are able to play their game, that ball retention, find a mark, kick mark again through that middle of the ground. They all started linking up and then being able to lock it in. So then when in that last sort of 5 or 6 minutes, Collingwood ramped it up again. The pressure rating went through the roof, up around 200 again, and that's when the pressure was too much for Geelong. They couldn't get their game going. They were turning the ball over. Collingwood's tackle pressure was really good, turning it over in really good spots on the ground, and they were getting good looks going forward.
Triple M Red Z lending stats.
Triple M Red Z lending, Brownie. As we said, it's Collingwood's narrow margins have been unheard of this year. They passed 7 by an average winning margin of 5 points.
I was just recapping because it was a very, very good stat. No, I agree with Bernie. This game is going to come down to pressure in this fourth quarter. If Collingwood can bring the immense pressure they've brought for 2.5 quarters, they will win this game. They've been more impressive for me out of the two sides. Geelong, we know, are a very strong fourth quarter team. I think they've won 17 fourth quarters this year, the Cats. But Collingwood, we know what they are going to do in the fourth quarter. We've seen this movie before. If they are behind and they get behind, they will attack the corridor. They will play to win. It's going to come down to moments. Like we've seen other games this weekend, critical moments, critical contests, a shot at goal here or there. It sets up for someone to be the hero.
Last 7 wins by 7 points or under. Ash, is that right?
You're all over it, Bernie, for Triple M Red Z.
Built tough, Rossi conditions when it comes to ordering. Ask your plumber to install a room. The Pies led by 14 at quarter time. They led by 1 at the half. They currently lead by 7 points at 3/4 time. Here's the big bristle man on Triple M footy.
Ready to go. Umpire Hosking to slam it into the turf, and we're away. It is Collingwood by 7 points as we start the last quarter. Pendlebury out of the middle with a soccer off the ground, goes out towards side bottom, and Holmes couldn't win at Holmes, neither could Pendlebury, so Selwood went and picked it up, banged it on the boot towards Dacos, and ball goes over the line out of bounds, and we'll throw it in on that MCC members flank. So Collingwood to the punt road end here in the final quarter, Geelong to the city end. Crowd just a bit of a hush for the 92,000.
Cameron and Blixarves, I'll give that one to Blixarves. Side bottom, turns one around on his left foot. It's a bouncing one. Myercheck looks sharp. He had to sleep at 3/4 time. Got it out towards Maynard to centre half forward, and Stewart, brilliant. Brilliant by Stewart, and he played on and he quickly went to centre half forward. Fisted away, ball got out the back. Gary Rowan's got the pace. He's got some real wheels, Gary Rowan. Can he get on the end of it? He can't. And the Pies hold them in their tracks. Ball up, 30 metres out.
How good is that, though? We would never see that last year. Tom Stewart take a mark at centre-half back and then just bomb it straight down the middle to centre-half forward. Unheard of, but Collingwood, Geelong, these teams have changed the way footy's played and it will go forward.
Unbelievable stuff. All games have been like that. Sides trying to score is so good. Holmes, right foot around the corner, bending back. It's all about the journey. I think it'll fall short. Through for a behind in the end. 53 Geelong. 59 Collingwood. So there's a goal in it, more to kick it back in here.
Going to get too many better looks, though, from Maynard coming through the middle of the ground, Joey. Got to do more than that with the footy. Had to find a short and then go inside 50. Kicked it too long, too much hang time.
Darcy Moore went long and wide. Johnson at the front and centre. To Gowie went back to Josh Dacos, who had to do a 360 in the end and eventually went to his brother, who chips the ball to Joey's man, Hoskin Elliott.
Good composure, though, by the Dacos boys. Geelong had 3 spares down the line, so they had to go lateral and slow it up and find an uncontested mark.
And one was Stewart's man, who they kicked it to. Just drops off all the time.
Hoskin Elliott kicked a big goal at half-time to give them back momentum. Going into that break, Quainer backwards into the defensive 50 and Darcy Moore, and they split them. They got Jeremy Howe on centre wing.
So Jeremy Howe now's got an opportunity to go forward and goes very wide, looking for McCreary. Bounced off his chest. Holmes able to get hold of it. Back over the top, looking. Blitzars fell over. Side bottom swoops. Deliberate underground handball. Seen that 3 times today. Found Pendlebury. Back to McCreary. Sloppy kick. Should have hit the target. McCreary picked up here by Dacos. This is Josh. Gave the handball to Lipinski. Lipinski to Degoe. Degoe from 30. Closing goal. First of the last for Collingwood. 65-53. IGA liquor scoreboard.
I loved how they changed angles, the Pies, because again, Geelong's defenders will keep harping on it. They just sag off. They were rolled off inside 50. So when the Pies won the ball on this forward flank, they looked up, they saw numbers, so they went across the ground where the Collingwood players were queuing up.
And it wasn't perfect, Joe, either. It was a skid of ball. It was
dirty ball.
Worm burner that ended up working because they changed angles, like you said. But how good side bottom been tonight? Not the biggest numbers night for him, but he's been so clean under pressure. Again, it was him that won the footy back and set up that switch.
Not the biggest lead of the game, Ash, at 12 points, is it?
19's the biggest lead by the Pies, deep into the first.
Big moment for De Goey. Last quarter of a big final. Nailed the goal. 21 disposals to go with that goal. And we're back in the middle. The Cats, can they respond? Selwood, high up and under ball. Cameron at the front of the pack, we're at best. Good mark by Jeremy Cameron. Just that half a second, he read the kick in flight better than his defenders.
Been pretty good, Jeremy Cameron. Shoot, just run us through his numbers for Red Z Lending.
Jeremy Cameron, 13 touches, 2 goals, 2, but throw in 9 score involvements, number 10 on its way.
This for number 3. He's been elite with the footy today. 49 out, Jeremy Cameron. It's just going a little bit left, but it comes back on the left boot. And Jeremy Cameron gets the Cats back one. Back to 6 points, 65 plays 59, OJ Liga scoreboard.
Well, that's the importance of centre bounce goals. It has the dual effect. If you get a goal and then you get one straight out of the centre and you put 2 on a row on a team, it makes a big difference. Or if the opposition get one and you can respond and get it back straight away, it just gets the team up and about again. Geelong could have been going through a phase where they might have started to feel a bit of pressure, 12 points down, fourth quarter, but by getting that centre bounce goal, they get back to 6 points, they can reset, regroup and get back to playing their game.
Adams, De Goey, Crisp, all in this centre bounce. Collingwood, we've got their big 3 in there.
Been goal for goal for the last 5. What a clinker we've got here tonight. 59-65 Collingwood's way. Just played 5 minutes in the last quarter. De Goey with the clearance, will kick it deep to the punt road end. Had Johnson on the lead. He was disappointed, but he spotted up and found Hoskin Elliott, and he'll line up for his second.
I don't think he was trying to kick that to Elliott, but it just shanked it off the side. And what Hoskin Elliott did well is he just kept watching the footy. Even though it wasn't for him, he thought, well, it's in my zone, I'll go for it. Tom Stewart again had dropped off or going to where he thought the ball was going to go, and well done.
To get it back to a 2-goal lead, Hoskin Elliott will need to cover the 50 metres on the 45-degree angle. Kick on the way, looks a little short to me. Lands in the square. Stanley punched it back into the field of play, which is always dangerous. Now puts Hughes under pressure in the back pocket. He kicks to a one-on-one. Dacos, little bit of fake, little bit of push, little bit of both, but he wins the free.
And Myers didn't need to do that. He had the box position. He just needed to work Dacos under the foot. He let it get over the back. He did put the hands out. Dacos did exaggerate it, but the free kick was there.
So Dacos signals to go long, and he goes into that pocket. Meyer check, can't mark it at ground level. Hughes ridden into the ground by Hoskin Elliott. One of Myers' numbers tonight, Ash.
Yeah, Myers.
Red Z Lending.
Very quiet, 6 possessions and scoreless.
Ball up, forward pocket, Collingwood. Little knockdown here, Shark by Dangerfield. He just gets it out of the danger zone as far as he can. Off hands it comes to Nick Dacos, working in a phone box to his brother Josh. Got it to Quainer. Quainer keeps it alive, but straight down the throat here of Blitzarves in the defensive 50, and he transfers.
Big kick by Blitzarves, 50-50 into Koenig, stands up for him. Really dangerous, and now they're out. Holmes got some space on centre wing. Tui runs for him, gives it to Tui now. He's got Close on, sweeps the ball to Close. Holmes keeps running, Close into the pocket, out of bounds on the full.
Right up, Maynard.
Great come forward defence.
Yeah. Left his man, just came and took the risk, had to go.
Didn't get the smother, but the inferred pressure.
Pushed it wide, pushed the kick wide. Well done. And that's why he's an All-Australian back pocket this year. Just does the team things when required.
Wow, that was a great effort. So Moore with the result and out of bounds on the free kick. Kicks to Myercheck, couldn't mark it. Howe snuck the handball through, another underground handball by Adams. That's 4 today for Collingwood that have been very deliberate, and they've all been successful in some state or form. And we'll have a ball up right in front of the MCC members here. Collingwood lead by 6 points.
Fair to say, I reckon something they've trained BT, the underground handball.
Yeah.
They're being corralled instead of putting it in the air and getting a deflection. Go low.
Dangerfield out of bounds on the full. So free kick to the Pies side bottom. Numbers, Ash, for Triple M Red Z Lending.
20 possessions, but he's had 12 contested, which is the most on the ground.
Yeah, he's been brilliant side bottom. A low darting ball, looking for Myercheck. Did well to bring it to the ground. Then Ginnivan got a good hand into it. Atkins stood up in the tackle. Strong to Holmes. Holmes from centre wing to half forward, kicked it out the back. Hawkins picked it up like a little man to Stengel. Stengel inside forward, 50 to Gary Rowan. Ball got underneath him. Quainer's handball. It was that good, he went back and got it himself. The old 1-2. Josh Dacos clears the area, looks for Lipinski, needs to market it and does.
He plays on around, turned on a football bit. He's got Elliott loose in 50. He marks right on 50. He'll want to play on Elliott. Myercheck's in the goal square. Elliott takes his time.
Half-hearted leads.
Yeah, should have ducked back up. Little tick lead there from Myercheck. Just kept going back to goal.
So now Elliott left with a set shot beyond his capability. 60 metres out, pops it to the top of the square. It was meant for Cox. It was too short for Cox, left him too much ground to cover. Now Holmes running out of defence for the Cats.
He's got no one to kick to, so what does he do? He needs to take on Lipinski, and he did it brilliantly. Handball to the run of Smith. Smith misses the handball of Holmes. Coming in with side bottom, another contested possession. Adams sweeps one. Lipinski being good. Underground handball. Crisp got some time, some think music. Big Cox in the pocket. Can he mark it? He can't. It's fisted away. He'll have another go at it. It's out of bounds. Throw in. Collingwood in attack. 9-11-65. Geelong rate 11-59. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor. We're good food. Deserves a great drop. 9 minutes 45.
Boundary throw in. Mason Cox doing the ruck work here, knocks it down. Myercheck's got it, ball pinned, and I think we'll have another ball up. And if you arrived from another planet today in Melbourne and you flew in your saucer over the top of the MCG, you would wonder what the hell is going on there. The vibration and noise has been absolutely electric. Myercheck with a pulsating tackle. Still got the ball. Buse. Ripper handball. Duncan let it go and he shouldn't have let it go. Now Collingwood swarm. Atkins saves the day. Mungles it to the middle. But Moore. Darcy Moore marks right in the middle of the G.
How many intercept marks, Ash?
Triple M red set. That's intercept mark number 7.
And he squirted it off to Howe. Handball, Noble, bouncing ball. Side bottom loads up on the left. And now he sells some candy because he's on his right into the pocket. He's looking for Elliott, but De Koning's too good. He's been good, De Koning. Every time there's been something to mark, he has. Short ball finds Dangerfield.
Yeah, short kick and Dangerfield still in time defensive 50. So at the moment, Collingwood have got them wedged in here in their half of the ground. We've played 11 minutes in the final quarter. Collingwood are a goal up.
Pressure factor's significantly different at the moment. Collingwood's again is really high. Geelong's is really low. Not a good sign for the Cats.
Duncan sticks it down the throat of Noble. He was forced to kick wide. He didn't like the umpire's call. Noble turns to the bench where Pendlebury gives him some advice. And that is to go long and deep towards the boundary line. Ginnivan, who's had an average day, allows the mark to be taken by Duncan, who appears to have gone back again here in this quarter after spending a brief time forward.
So Duncan laterals the ball to Isaac Smith. Handballs to Dangerfield. Quainer wrapped him up, but he's good enough to get his handball to Myers. The run of O'Connor. Steps in, steps out. Handball on the bounce. Atkins received it from Selwood. Forward handball. Close. Right foot to bouncing on to Blixarves. He's got Guthrie just running shotgun. He couldn't get it to him. Side bottom. A big ball to win. 50-50. Ginnivan needs to put his head over it. He did. Then they piled in on top of him. They'll have a ball up on the point of the square. Cats in attack.
Oh, well done, Jeremy Howe. Second effort there just to get the ball to ground. As we see, it would have been a shot on goal again, but just that Collingwood just finding a way every time Geelong looked like scoring.
Great call on Ginnivan too, Brownie. He had to go and he did. Ball at ground level now. Mitch Duncan closer to goal. Dacos worries him out of it. Got him with a ripper tackle. It should have been a legal disposal. It spills now to Smith. Slid the handball to close. Back to Smith on his left boot. Misses. Shocking miss by the umpire.
Look at the Collingwood players giving it to the umpire.
Minor score. Gets it under a goal. I think it's 5 points and it is in favour of Collingwood.
Jeez.
Just on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, Bernie.
Yeah, holding the ball. They had plenty of time to dispose of it and still didn't get rid of it properly. Threw it in the end anyway.
Bonus $200 gift cards on selected laundry packs now at Harvey Norman. A long ball out to Goey at the front and centre.
Been important this quarter to Goey.
Tumbles one with the left foot. Bounce of the ball is good. You can't pay that. He will.
No. Jesus.
No. Insufficient attempt. Stewart. This is a big kick into the middle as well. 50-50 ball. Duncan did well. And then he went through and he barged through. Opportunity now for Atkins. Noble worried out of it. Atkins went back, tried to pick it up, ridden into the ground, ball up.
Gee, it's risky, but BT, how good is the footy now, the way that teams are taking the game on? They're trying to win, not trying to play safe and save the game.
Oh, and the crowd are loving it. Everyone has sensed it this year. It's been a different game of footy in 2022. Fantastic. Now Adams win. Skies the ball. Stewart takes a lovely mark at halfback. He's looking for the opportunity to play on. Nothing presents, so he just settles.
Just had a quick glance at the pressure factor. Collingwood over 200. Geelong 150, BT.
It's blown off. Here we go with Hawkins. Ground level ball. G might have got in the back there from Adams. Picked up by the Pies. Howe, Dacos, Noble been terrific. Got the handball to side bottom. Side bottom loves the kick on the left but went for the right. Set up Ginnivan a hard task. He knocked it to the advantage of Pendlebury in the end. Pendlebury relieves the pressure cooker. Little one there to side bottom court. Over the boundary line before the free kick. Umpire says we'll throw it in. Down to you, Robbo.
That deliberate with DeGoey, he came off really frustrated, going off his head, and then Fly just said, move on, move on. Fantastic by the coach down here.
Best in the business down there, Robbo. Does not miss a beat for Harvey Norman. He's also down there for Bob Jane T-Marts. Does a great job for both. So Pendlebury handballs it back.
Good save.
Nick Dacos, that's a really classy kick, and he finds Ginnivan, who's got Johnson breaking. The kick is good to Johnson. He's 70 out. He'll look up and see an open forward 50. Needs to move it quickly. Hoskin Elliott ducks back. He sees Hoskin Elliott in the square now. That's where the ball goes. Hoskin Elliott or Elliott. Ground level. Cats with the numbers. Henry feeds it back into the pocket. Zach Tui, short one. He finds Buse.
And this is exactly what Geelong have trained for since the pre-season and all home and away season, to set themselves up to play this aggressive style to win the game, to win a final. Have they got it in them? We know Collingwood do. Can the Cats do it with 9 minutes to go?
9 minutes left. Collingwood by 5 points. I reckon there's 2 goals max left in the game. So you do the sums. Here is Holmes. Handball to the boundary line, kept alive by Myers. Moore trying to soccer it mid-air. It got through him. Now Cameron G had a lunging tackle attempt there by Howe. Allows it to get out the back door to Selwood. Selwood's got Stengel. Stengel can play on with a handball. Gets it into the square. Close puts Geelong in front. Geelong are back in front. 8.5 minutes left. Geelong by 1 point on the IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Geez, I didn't think we were going to get a better final than some of the previous 2 nights, but this has been unbelievable. Again, the pressure around the contest. How good were Geelong in that contest? That time it was Stanley just to stand up. He had 3 Collingwood players tackling him, found a way to get it out to his teammate, and then it wasn't pretty. None of it was pretty until Selwood found himself forward of the footy. Nice handball over the top and found Stengel.
It's just the surge, isn't it, Bernie?
Yeah.
Surge, get it forward,
Nothing
and
pretty.
Trust your teammates, trust your forwards to win a contest. And if you win a contest, you'll get players out. It was Jeremy Cameron that won a huge contest on centre wing.
And Tom Atkins, number 1 ranked player in this court. He's had 9 disposals, 3 clearances and a couple of tackles.
Pies have been in front for 95 minutes. The Cats 14. But they're in front now. 8.5 to go in this game. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Out of the middle goes Selwood again. He was brilliant in that last passage. Bouncing ball. He found Stengel last time. Went through his legs this time. Noble runs. Tackled by Close. Level ball up. 55 out from the Cats' goal. 66 plays 65.
Tackler no longer gets rewarded in our game. It's really difficult to win a ball. Here is Pendlebury to Hoskin Elliott. Hoskin Elliott, high ball. Tui did the body work but couldn't hold the chest mark. It spills to Adams. Turns back inside. He absolutely muffed the kick. He completely muffed the kick. To go, he keeps it locked up.
Oh, he's
fortunate for the Pies.
He's
Robert.
down.
Yeah, BT, he's done his groin. He just grabbed it. So we know that he's had trouble. He hasn't played since round 20. He's worked his backside off, and it's just gone on him. So
I'm not sure why the umpire's stopping here.
He is seriously in pain. They should get the stretcher out to him. He can hardly support his own body weight, being taken off with the physio and the doctor, but his groin just went and he just grabbed it.
So that's him. Probably, maybe grand final outside chance, but
that looks bad.
They rolled the dice a little bit. He did say he was still in pain.
Yeah.
They've given him a couple of weeks off to try and get it as good as they can, but unfortunately, that's the risk you take.
So what does this do to the complexity of the game? Here is Myers, lovely little ball here. Dangerfield looking for the free. Couldn't mark it. Goes back to Quainer. You feel that Collingwood are under real pressure now. Scoreboard pressure hurts everybody. Up by a point, the Cats.
What is fascinating, Collingwood sub is Nathan Kruger, the big 196cm key forward ruck. So interesting to see what they're going to do with him, how they're going to use him.
Boundary throw in. Hawkins to Goey. Wrapped up. Back of the pack was Stengel. Stengel got his foot to it. It's to the top of the square. Pendlebury at ground level. Classy handball to Noble. Didn't quite handle it as well as Pendlebury did Noble, but they're going to get a free kick.
Free kick down the ground, or Noble's going to take it. He was taken high after he disposed of it.
So John Noble. Short ball, and he finds Maynard in the back pocket. Up against the boundary. Just inside 50, he's defending. Moves it quickly to centre wing. Johnson the target. Got out the back. Blixarves. Holmes. Handball to Smith. Been good in the last quarter, Smith. High up and under from Zach Guthrie. Didn't really go anywhere. Cox goes back with the flight. Pendlebury. Underground handball again. To Goey. Tried to knock it on. O'Connor. Under the pack. Will have a ball up on centre wing.
I'm sure there's one goal left in this game, Brownie. 7 minutes to go. It's a point lead to the Cats. I reckon there's only one left. Who gets it? Whichever team gets it wins. It's that simple. Lipinski to Hoskinelli, who kicked it out of bounds on the full. And that's on the wing.
Just going to keep an eye on Nathan Kruger here, guys. He's come off the bench as the sub. He's going to go straight into the ruck.
Gee, I reckon Johnson's just come off maybe with a hamstring as well, Robbo. What do you think?
No, he's got a knock on the hip, right hip, but in pain, and tears with Taylor Adams too. So emotional down here.
So Isaac Smith will play on, so it's all falling apart in terms of injuries at the moment for Collingwood at the wrong time. Cameron stands and delivers a ripping mark at half-back. Do they want to go, or are they just going to keep kicking down the line here, the Pies?
Noble with a wrap around the back. Short ball finds Lipinski. Kicked the opening goal today, Lipinski. Chips the ball sideways to Maynard. Still at half-back, the Pies.
Lost a little bit of their dare, the Pies, Brownie.
So got 6 minutes 18 to go. The Cats lead by a point. Here's the freshman Kruger. Free. Listen to that crowd, they're happy.
Hasn't played since round 6, Kruger.
He looks in bored. He wanted to bite one off, and I'd suggest you're going down the line, son. Kruger inside forward 50. Darcy Cameron the fly out the back. Ginnivan left foot smothered off the boot. O'Connor chips the ball, and Close, who's been important, marks it.
Robbo, you've got the crowd. How many today?
91,525. Very close to your 92, BT. Ripping crowd.
It's within 475. It's not bad, is it? Close goes down the line. High footy here again. Hawkins got pushed out of the way by Maynard, and Maynard takes the mark. They haven't gone inside. They haven't switched now for about 10 minutes, the Pies. They're down by a point. And again, they go down the line to Noble.
That's okay. They just need field position. They're still over 5 minutes to go. They're only trailing by a point, so they just got to get some field position set up behind the ball.
Last 4 minutes has been played in neutral territory on the wing, basically. Here comes Kruger again. Off hands it comes to Smith. He just bangs it to centre foot. Moore's got a big one to win here. Now Maynard's got to win. Moore and Maynard. Maynard wins. Handball to Dacos. Dacos, beautiful kick to Lipinski. Lipinski from the edge of the square. Short ball to Pendlebury. Pendlebury to Goey. To Goey, 40 out. Directly in front. To Goey's kick the goal. Collingwood are back in front. Collingwood are back in front. 71-66. 4 minutes 52 on the clock left. DeGoey gets his second.
Well, we spoke about it coming down to contests, and there was a 2v2 at half forward. It was Dangerfield and Jeremy Cameron v Darcy Moore and Maynard, and the Pies won the contest. The ball got to Dacos, and which better hands would you want in than Nick Dacos, who had the composure to find a mark. From there, the Pies had players free. They got the ball moving. They got it to centre half forward, and DeGoey, big-time player. He's always been underrated by it. Some people have been very harsh on Jordan DeGoey. He's a star, and he's proving it again today.
They're going to keep him at all costs, speaking of next year. But what about the kick from Dacos to Lipinski?
Might look easy.
Just the way he pulled that kick, that set up that shot on goal. That's not even going inside 50 if he bombs it away. He just makes such good decisions for a first-year player.
Numbers for DeGoey.
Number one ranked player with his 25 disposals and 2 majors.
Collingwood holding up a stop sign on the bench. What could that mean? We'll find out.
Stop.
Don't stop.
What the hell is a stop sign?
That'll be their save the game mode, BT. They're in front now, 4 minutes to go. They'll be in save the game.
Someone put up a tyre before.
Zach Tui at centre half back to centre half forward. Rowan!
What?
What a leap! He's been on today, Gary. And he'll go from 55. He's a big kick of the footy.
This will put all those monkeys off the back, or whatever people have said about Gary Rowan's finals performances. If he can go back and steel himself and put the Cats back in front, he's had a pretty good game, Two-Man, his numbers.
Yeah, Gary Rowan, he certainly has. This will be this disposal number 13, 3 goals coming up possibly.
There's been big doubts about his finals performances. He's been good tonight. On the way, Gary Rowan bangs one home. Big game by Rowan. And he's got 3. Cats back in front by a point, 72-71.
Oh, what a final. This is unbelievable. Full house, nearly 92,000 in here. A lot of Collingwood supporters, heap of Geelong people here. That, speak about big moments in big finals. That could be the biggest moment of Gary Rowan's career. That is a huge grab. He had 4 or 5 players go up with him, as we said on the Harvey Norman, and he's marked that right on the 50. He's had to kick that 55 metres directly in front, but he's flushed that. Look at his teammates get around him. What a big just over 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Oh, anything could happen.
There's still one more goal in this, BT. There is still one more goal.
Wow.
BT said that 9 minutes.
Yeah, he did. There's been 4 goals kicked since.
I think 5.
Goodness me.
I reckon the umpire's deliberately done that just to give us a spell.
Geelong by 1 point. Atkins bursting out of the middle. Got it deep inside 50. Here come the Cats again. Moore defends. Rowan was front and centre. Now the ground level ball to be won. Quainer did well. Side bottom got taken out of the way. Hawkins just went, picked it up, took it on and dropped the ball. It's got to be dropping the ball. It's not. And he will ball it up.
Jeez, we don't like umpires blowing the whistle too much, but you've got to pay that.
Darcy Cameron rips out of the pack and sends it on its way, but that'll be deliberate. Did McCreary get his hand to it? He did. He did well, McCreary. The boundary throw in.
It was actually already out when he hit it, but he sold the umpire.
I just need to throw this in, boys. 1 point difference. Draw on the cards. We play extra time. 2 3-minute halves of extra time if it's a draw.
91,525 boundary throw in. The Cats are at half forward. Guthrie got it out. Blixar's fumbled. Allowed to go in to come in. Kicked 2 goals in this last quarter. That's a big kick into the middle of the ground. Crisp opens up. Noble runs for him. He's got players on the outside. Josh Dacos marks it on centre wing. Went one way, then the other. A high up and under ball. Not a great ball to the 2 smallest men on the ground. Ginnivan and Elliott. Can they win it? Noble's there too. Ginnivan, sock it off down. Elliott to keep it in. No. Out of bounds of a boundary throw-in. A wasted ball by the Pies.
She was well done by Tom Stewart, though. Yeah. There have been times where he sagged off and he has let his opposition take a lot of marks, but he made the right call then to sag off, get across and intercept and affect that contest.
2 minutes 45 left in the game. Geelong by 1 point. The ball is within 70 metres of Collingwood's goal. Dacos has got it out the back, handball to Ginnivan. Knock on to Crisp. Crisp gets a look. 45 metres out. Shot at goal. Scores a level. Scores a level with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
It's about the only thing we haven't had. So Tom Hawkins has gone behind the ball, or he had at that stoppage. Now, let's see what the teams do. Are they going to play to win? Let's find out, because this is massive. 2 minutes 30 to go.
You have to play to win.
Zach Tui ambles off. Has a bounce. Right foot. Looking for Selwood at the ground level. O'Connor wrapped up by side bottom.
They can't do it again, the Pies, can they, Bernie?
Well, they can.
Of course they can.
They can, and they have.
So let's just have a look. Geelong have got the extra behind the ball. Tom Stewart's the free.
Umpire elevates the Sheeran into the MCG night sky. Degoe paddles the ball. Crisper's there. Feeds it back to the centre of the ground. Noble unloads inside forward 50. Elliott can't mark it. Ball hits the ground level. Dacos Josh.
Oh, he doesn't score.
Slices it out of bounds on the full. Couldn't score. 72 apiece. 2 minutes to go.
So Collingwood got it locked in the 50.
Just having a look at how Collingwood are setting up. So Pendlebury's gone almost to half back to try and organise everyone. Collingwood are going to press up and go man on man.
Exactly 2 minutes left. Blitzarves kicks out wide. Collingwood forward into the ground. The knockback comes to Stewart, overran the ball. McCreary took him on. Unloaded the footy, should have been a free kick, wasn't. Along the ground, it's gone inside 50 for Collingwood. Stewart, little nifty kick to go. Guthrie. Guthrie goes up the middle to Duncan. Couldn't beat the tackle. Handball back to Cam Guthrie. Look at this. Cameron's found space on the half-forward line. He'll gather it in front of Maynard. Got it inside 50. Rowan's got a mark.
Doesn't matter.
But he recovers. He can run into an open goal. Holmes has kicked the goal. Holmes has kicked the goal. Geelong are up by a goal. And we've got 1:20 remaining.
What's happening out here?
Gary Rowan almost had one of the worst moments of his career after having the best moment.
Jeez.
He was all on his own inside 50. He'd done all the hard work, and then he completely fresh-aired the chest mark. But luckily, the Collingwood player had overcommitted, and the ball bounced up for him. He was able to recover. Jeremy Cameron's kick inside 50 was a beauty. Rowan had 5 metres on side bottom, who slipped over, which allowed Rowbottom to get back on it. Sorry, Gary Rowan to get back on it.
Signs being held up on the bench saying 1:30. It's 1:20 actually.
He nearly fell over a second time.
He nearly stumbled.
If Sidebottom doesn't go to ground there, he gets that ball. He gathers that ball and goes down the other end. Huge drop mark.
1:20. Bounce in the middle. The Cats lead by 6. Duncan kicks the ball forward. Bouncing ball. Stengel wraps it up. Sidebottom wraps him up. Ball up.
So let's just have a look at what the Cats are going to do here. How many are they going to get behind the ball, the Cats? They've got at least 1, now 2 behind the ball.
Stewart free. Behind the footy.
Chris wraps up. He needs to clear the area. Does. And Jeremy Cameron. Nice little handball. Dangerfield. High up and under ball. Takes some seconds off the clock. Tried to mark it himself. Maynard now on the run. Pendlebury kicks it over the back of his head. Got it all. McCreary fumbled, paddled, went back, tried to get it off close. Sell was good. Sell was brilliant. Sell got it out to Dangerfield and he marks it. And he'll soak up some seconds. Patrick Dangerfield down to 40 seconds. They lead by 6.
38 seconds now. He's going to soak up 10 here. I think Geelong are home. They're a goal in front. It can only be a win for Geelong or a draw now. High footy inside. Howe couldn't hold the mark. Collingwood have got one last chance. Here they go. They kick the ball to the centre wing, but it's 1-on-4 in favour of the Cats. Ball knocked out wide. Atkins picked up a handball. 16 seconds left here now. Stanley goes in. And Blitzarves is there and he's tackled to the ground. And it is going to be a Geelong win. 10 seconds remaining.
Every Geelong player getting behind the football.
And every Collingwood player is running forward to the ball.
Umpire elevates it. Down to Blitzarves. They had the numbers around the stoppage. The Cats are going to claw their way to a famous victory. And they'll go to a preliminary final. The Cats win by 6. Pies led by 14 at quarter time, by a point at half time, 7 at 3/4 time to go. He kicked the first goal of the last quarter and they led by 12. After that, the Cats kicked 4 of the last 5 and they run out winners by 6 points. 11-12-78 to the Pies, 10-12-72. Gary Rowan was pretty much the hero.
All right, we're just going to take an interview with Channel 7 when that gets up and about. I think it's going to be Joel Selwood. What an incredible final series we are having. What an incredible day for everyone. Huge crowd, monster crowd, incredible result. Let's go down to the ground here from the skipper of the Cats.
Game of footy and a Cats win.
It wasn't going to be easy, Abby. It was. We knew we were coming tonight, and probably a lot wasn't going to be on our terms too. They've been playing great footy all year, and to our boys, far from the perfect night that we wanted, but you know, sometimes you just got to grind out these things and just keep learning, and we'll just keep taking steps forward.
You speak of the grind. What's the most pleasing aspect to this win? Because Collingwood led at every change, and your boys really dug deep to get away with the win.
Yeah, I mean, just for our young guys, even to be honest, the whole group to get past this stage, we keep fronting up each year, and we don't apologise for it. We want to be here. We want to have a crack at it every single year. And sometimes we're going to cop blows along the way, but tonight it was our turn just to give a little bit of a punch, but we've got more to come.
38th final for you personally. You've experienced a lot of, I guess, success in September, but do you have a special feeling about this group moving forward?
Oh, yeah, but I do about all of it. I'm pretty optimistic every year, but I just love pulling these colours on and playing for this side. It's a real honour, and our boys are starting to feel that. They love it. They want to rock up to work. They want to get better every single session, and makes it so easy going to work.
What about this crowd? We're back in Melbourne, back here at the home of footy. The Cats faithful, they really lifted in that final quarter.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, even the Pies faithful, to be honest, too. It's great to have everyone here back and enjoying footy, and we're just the lucky ones that get out here and gets put on the show.
Week off, see you in a couple.
Geelong by a goal. Amazing crowd. I wonder whether Geelong want to pay it down their little Italy stadium now instead of what they got here today. Amazing result. It just continues and continues. We're going to take a break. Back inside the rooms after this. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold. Right now, Triple M rocks footy, and we're back on Monday. And at 8:30, we'll wrap up the round with Scott Pendlebury.
Scott Pendlebury with us.
You don't play a lot of games at the MCG, Colin.
No, we go tough end of the stick.
Yeah, really. You never get a real good run at it to get a feel for the ground.
Only 15 this year. So travel to Marvel every now and again.
Well, you wouldn't even know how to get there, would you?
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
That's 12.34 mil. 12.34.
Some things you can count on.
Or was it 12.35 mil?
You can count on Empire's range of tapes, squares and levels.
Or 12.50.
You can count on Empire's pencils and markers. Oi, to write it all down.
12.15 mil? Too short.
When accuracy matters, you can always count on Empire. Empire, built on trust. Available in-store and online at Bunnings.
If there's one sound that means it's September, you'd agree this is it. And nothing goes better with footy finals than a Thirsty Camel. Bottle shop, that is. Whether you're watching the game at home or celebrating with mates, Thirsty Camel has everything you need with great specials on your favourite beers, wines and spirits. The Camel is calling this September. Find your local at thirstycamel.com.au. Hydrate responsibly.
With an average return of 9.25% per annum for the past 37 years, it's good to know Cbus are making your money work as hard as you.
Is that for shift workers, factory workers, builders and mechanics?
Yep, anyone who does hard work.
Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if Cbus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, with $578 million in prizes to be won. Prizes like free fuel for a year with Ampol, a $10,000 Webjet gift card and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today. Ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
It feels good to save cash, save cash, save. Get lots of data. Carbon neutral mobile. Get a Belong mobile plan, 20 gigs for $25 per month. For use in Australia, it feels good to belong.
Every year, we help thousands of people like you control their gambling. So, we get that every story is different. We get there might be setbacks along the way. We get that you might need lots of support or just the odd call. To change the way you think about gambling, call someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help on 1800 858 858 or visit the Gamblers Help website.
After speaking to Gamblers Help, 95% of people feel better. So talk to someone who gets it. Call Gamblers Help. Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review. Amy. Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy.
Geelong have beaten Collingwood by a goal here at the MCG to launch themselves into a prelim finals. Score 1 in 4 chance to win the Monopoly game at Macca's ends 18th of October. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au. Ash, you were saying just off air, Ash, about... give us one little thing if you can.
Well, it's amazing. Either Sydney, Collingwood or Bulldogs or Fremantle will be playing off in the grand final for Triple M.
Say that again.
Yeah, Sydney, one of either Sydney, Collingwood,
amazing,
Bulldogs or Fremantle will be playing in the grand final regardless.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And clearly.
I could give you another one.
Say clearly.
Either one of Sydney, Collingwood, Bulldogs and Fremantle will be playing off in the grand final.
Say that again.
2 of the top 8 will play in the grand final.
That's what you call creative statting.
All right.
Yeah.
Richmond won't.
This is the Amy review. Submit your clanger story to amy.com.
We just had it.
You could win. We had the clanger just then, so we don't need to replay.
You're setting him up.
Choice hotels around the grounds. Where are we going to next, Ash?
Optus Stadium, Fremantle taking on the Bulldogs. 8:10 is the opening bounce.
All right, are we happy? Everyone happy?
Oh, another great game. Another amazing game. Just a ripping contest. Both sides played to win. Both sides took the game on. Their pressure was enormous. In the end, I mean, you think now at some point, Collingwood, they weren't going to continue to win every single game they played in these tight ones. Could have gone either way. A couple of big moments from Gary Rowan, in particular that mark. Tom Atkins last quarter.
Jordan De Goey
in Pendlebury and Sidebottom are amazing. The Collingwood leaders. It was a great contest. And look, Collingwood can lick their wounds and go again. They can absolutely beat Fremantle or the Bulldogs next week. So I think the Pies will go up to the SCG most likely and play in a prelim.
They like it there too, if they can get there.
That'll almost definitely be a Friday
night. Yeah, so Collingwood, I think they do, and I've mentioned it sort of during the call a little bit, but I'll touch on it more. They do everything now, surely, to keep Jordan De Goey. That just proves there how important that you can't. They don't grow on trees. Those sort of players that stand up in big finals when your club needs you in, not just big finals but big moments in the final. I just think now that just confirms that they need to do everything, regardless of what you think he's going to do or where he might end up. They do everything now. I think he's proven his worth. You can argue either way. You keep him, don't you, Brownie?
Absolutely, and I've never seen one grow on a tree either.
Yeah,
you have to keep him.
Is that a saying? I don't know. The apple doesn't fall far from. That's a different one.
Ash.
Yeah, BT.
Did you want to say something?
No, I'm all good. Do you want me to repeat that again?
No.
Okay.
So hang on, 2 of what?
I'm confused myself.
Did you do any of the stats? What about from the game?
Jordan De Goey, though, number 1 ranked player, 26 touches, 2 majors. Cameron, 17 touches, 12 score involvements and 3 majors. Rowan with 3, but time in front, BT. How heartbreaking for Collingwood. They actually led for 97 minutes. Out of Geelong, only 23.
I think we lulled Brody Myercheck into a false sense of security.
Let's not do that again. Let's not do that.
And Joey, when are you going in for your forehead replacement?
I know, I might need some plastic surgery. All good.
We're going to get rid of that before you get over to Fiji on your double date with Bill.
Bitumen in your forehead still.
We're going to leave you with the Geelong song sung by the players in the rooms, and then we'll be over to Fremantle.
Perth.
So we're just going to go down into the room.
We're going to training.
Are you down there, Robbie? No, he's not there. So we're just going to form a circle down there. We're seeing the vision like you are probably on your TV, and they're about to bang this song out. Here they go. Just waiting for the last couple of stragglers. So Geelong launch themselves into a prelim final. Collingwood will travel to Sydney and take on Sydney next week at the SCG.
And of course, Geelong will watch the Melbourne-Brisbane game and play the winner of Melbourne-Brisbane in a preliminary final. So Melbourne-Brisbane will be here next week. You would think Melbourne, Brownie, wouldn't you? The way they've had the way they've owned Brisbane the last few times they've played them.
I think they should win that one.
They should, and sets up for a crack.
I didn't think Geelong played overly well today.
I didn't think
Pies gave them everything, but I thought there was really important moments from some of their lesser-known players. So Holmes, I thought in the last quarter stood up. I thought Close was really good. Yep. Stengel didn't have his best game, but I thought his last quarter was outstanding. Gary Rowan takes a big mark and puts it through from 55. So those players, and Jeremy Cameron again, I mean, he is a star. He kicked 3 today, but the amount of goals he gave off was brilliant.
That's it. The Cats are through. Big game it was. Another one coming your way. Stay tuned on Triple M Football. It's just a football marathon. For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.